Basketball, brought to you by Dunham's. Our big names bring you in. Our low prices bring you back. Guaranteed. By Budweiser. Beechwood Edge, that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By Jeep and Eagle. Official vehicles of the NBA. By Coca-Cola Classic. By Amoco Ultimate Lead-Free Premium. Amoco, your car knows. By the Kelly Springfield Tire Company. Kelly Tires, a good deal on a great tire. By Kroger. At Kroger, every day is game day. Go Krogery. By GE Automotive. If you're a car maker or supplier, put their minds to work. And by the Michigan State Lottery. Play Super Lotto, and you can become a Michigan Lottery millionaire.
The Detroit Pistons burst out of the starting gate this season with the NBA's best record. Then the Pistons Express slowed a little due to some key injuries. Despite the reduced troops, the friendly confines of the Palace has kept the Pistons close on Cleveland's heels. The road's been a different story, though, for Motown's bad boys. 6 straight foreign setbacks have proven unsettling. And now the Chicago Bulls' Air Jordan attack is reaching cruising altitude. Tonight, these two Central Division powers will meet head-on. Live from Chicago, it's the Pistons and the Bulls. Again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting night of NBA basketball. This is George Blaha in Chicago without Dick Mata, who's doing some coaching clinics for a couple of weeks in Australia and New Zealand, of all places. But with me, a world traveler in his own right, fresh from NBC's coverage of the Seoul Olympics and then the Super Bowl, Jimmy Gray. Jim, nice to have you here.
Well, George, looking forward to doing this.
You know, as a guy who has never shied away from big stories in your days as a reporter for ESPN before the network, we're looking at a big story tonight, and it's swirling around Adrian Dantley's head. Whether there's any truth to the rumors, who knows? Usually when there's smoke, there's a little fire anyway. Reports all across the country today said that Adrian and Mark Aguirre of Dallas were about to be traded for one another.
Well, and I know it's been a distraction for Adrian. He was greeted here tonight, George, by about 10 reporters in the Chicago locker room when he came in. He looked visibly shaken to me. He did not want to answer these questions and address this before the game. Whether or not there's any truth to it, we had the opportunity to talk to Chuck Daly, and Chuck said, yeah, there has been some conversation. Whether or not it would happen, that's not up to him. That's up to Jack McCloskey, and he's not with the team. So where there's smoke, there's fire, but there's certainly nothing concrete at this time.
And of all the other good things that Adrian Dantley is, he is a professional, and I would think when all is said and done, he'll be able to put the distractions aside and play some serious hoops tonight. He'll have to against the Bulls. Vinnie Johnson also has a man-sized job tonight. There's no Joe Dumars again, and so he has to guard Michael Jordan.
And that's a real tough task. Of course, the Pistons have beaten the Bulls 6 of the last 7 times. But that's with the defense that they've designed with Joe Dumars. It'll be interesting to see how Vinnie Johnson reacts. They'll double him up. They'll try and trap him. If Vinnie Johnson can't handle the assignment, they'll move Dennis Rodman down to the number 2 man.
And you don't want to get Vinnie in foul trouble because he's a very important cog in the Pistons offense these days. Bill Laimbeer is too. It's nice to have him back. He did serve the 1-game suspension for the fight with Brad Daugherty last Friday, and he also was the center of a storm when he got here tonight. Reporters want to talk to Billy, too.
That's right, but I think the important thing for Bill, it's going to be interesting to see, George, how he reacts to this tonight. Is he going to come out and play his usual game, or is he, in fact, going to back off just a little bit, as Chuck Daly has made his way out here? Always has something clever on his mind. It'll be interesting to see if Billy backs off or if he plays his normal game.
We do know one thing. The Chicago Stadium crowds boo Bill Laimbeer more than anybody else that walks in here.
George, that's a bit hypocritical to me, because if ever a guy fit the mold of the old Chicago Bulls, the Jerry Sloans, the Scrappers, the Bullwinkles, and guys like that, it would be Bill Laimbeer. So they're going to boo him tonight, but if he was one of theirs, boy, he'd be the love of this town.
Oh, they would love him. They love Michael Jordan, though, these days, and the Pistons will see what they can do to ground Air Jordan here tonight. We'll have the starting lineups and all the action in just a moment on the Pistons Basketball Network. Welcome back to the Chicago Stadium. George Blaha with Jim Gray tonight, and the Pistons and the Chicago Bulls. They have sold this arena out for the umpteenth consecutive time. Actually, this is consecutive sellout number 57. And in a moment, you will hear the roar when they dim the house lights and introduce the Chicago Bulls, and the last man out will be the guy they figure Superman around here, Michael Jordan.
You know, it's kind of reminiscent to those days in Philadelphia back when Julius Erving was playing in Dave Zinkow, University of Massachusetts. Number 6, Julius Erving. A little bit like that. Wasn't too good of an imitation, but
well, nobody can do Zink. God rest his soul. Let's go to Tommy Edwards now, the mellow voice, public address announcer here in Chicago.
6'5", number 45, Adrian Datley. At forward from Georgia Tech, 6'11", number 22, John Salley. At center from Notre Dame, 6'11", number 40, Laimbeer. 6'1" guard from Indiana, number 11, Isiah Thomas. At guard from Baylor, 6'2", number 15, Vinnie Johnson. The head coach for the Pistons is Chuck Daly. The assistant coaches, Brendan Malone, Brendan Sir, the trainer, Mike Askenauer. And now, the starting lineup for your Chicago Bulls. At forward, from Clemson, 6'10", number 54, Horace Grant. From Central Arkansas, 6'7" forward, number 33, Scottie Pippen. In the middle, from San Francisco, 7'1", number 24, Bill Cartwright. At guard from Michigan State, 6'2", number 11, Sam Vincent. From North Carolina, at guard, shifting number 23, Michael Jordan.
And there you have it. A lot of sizzle and also a lot of steak. Pistons and Chicago Bulls for Joe Crawford and Ron Garretson and Rusty Herring, who will officiate this game. And the matchups, well, they're the straight-up ones. John Salley against Horace Grant. AD against Scottie Pippen, Bill Laimbeer and Bill Cartwright. Isiah and Sam Vincent, and Vinnie Johnson, as we spoke, gets the unenviable task of being the number 1 guy up against Michael Jordan. The Budget Rent-A-Car Euro America's Cup Tennis Tourney makes its inaugural appearance at the Palace February 9th through the 12th. It's a 4-day world-class tennis event, really is, matching the best of Europe's female tennis players against the Americas team. Europe, led by Steffi Graf of West Germany, the first in 20 years to win the Grand Slam. Pam Shriver leads the Americas team, along with U.S. Open champ Tracy Austin. For tickets and information on the Budget Rent-A-Car Euro America's Cup, call 377-8600. Ron Garretson will make the throw. Salley jumps center against Cartwright, and we're ready to go. The Windy City. Spider easily taps it to Isiah. He comes to work up the middle. Sam Vincent up against Isiah. It goes to AD. Now topside Laimbeer on the wing to Isiah. Topside VJ, screen from Lamb, guns no. Then he chases his own rebound down, but it's tapped away by Cartwright to Jordan. Comes Air Jordan, a near swipe by Salley. Then he catches up with him on the wing. They go across to Pippen, baseline to Sam Vincent. He misfires from there. Salley taps it, but Jordan has it. Here comes Michael, a pull-up gun, wide left off the high glass, in and out to Laimbeer. Up it goes to VJ, and the Pistons have another chance to score first. Adrian Datley against Pippen out on the way. Backs to the high post. Bounce pass topside Laimbeer on the wing. Isiah fakes Vincent right, takes him left, fires, and it rims off the Salley. John with a stick back after a pump fake. He gets the slam, and it's 2-zip.
And that's what Chuck Daly wants. He really wants John Salley to come out and exert himself early, show that he's a part of the game.
Well, there are nights when he is really something. Vincent topside, off to Jordan on the wing against Vinny. Isiah helping. They leave Vincent alone. Sam misses from 17. Laimbeer with another board. Off to Vinny again. Up the middle. Now he leads Salley on the baseline. John catches up with it, shovels inside to Isiah, the finger roll. And it's 4-0 Pistons.
It's just like Chuck was telling John Salley, if you're active, if you get a part of this offense, if you make your assists, make your shots, play smart, you can be the difference.
Sam Vincent on the wing, lobbing inside to Cartwright. They get it back to Sam. Now top of the key, Pippen, a pump fake and a drive, and a dish to Grant for the dunk. Horace Grant makes it 4-2. Daly beating him back, gets a lob, and then travels against a double team. Sam Vincent and Pippen catch up.
Looked like it should have been an easy basket right there. Adrian Dantley released after that last play, and he was down there alone and just took too many steps.
We have played 2 in Chicago. The Pistons lead the Bulls 4-2. Back to Jordan they go. Baseline right to Grant. He fires from there. No, Adrian boards off to Isiah. His right hands to work right side. Top side AD. Pump fake. Now the gun over Pippen. It doesn't go. Off to Cartwright. Now Pippen, midcourt in the middle. Pippen still with it down the lane of the hole. The finger roll won't fall. Rebound stripped off Grant by Salley. It's out of bounds. Off Isiah. They're going to call it on John finally. A late whistle.
You see it, he had an opportunity, Salley, to get the rebound. Just kind of lost his position, and then they called a foul. Foul could have gone either way there.
Jordan getting a screen from Grant. Vinny fights through, but Jordan spins baseline. He is 3-time there off the Grant behind a foul line. Pippen into the lane, and he was called for 3. Too much time in the lane.
The defense worked that time, George, because they were able to converge on Michael Jordan, caused him to pass, and that made Scottie Pippen stay in the lane just a little bit too long.
In the first, Isiah against Vincent between the ring. Bounces to Vinny Johnson in the lane for the push. That is short to Cartwright. Taps it to Jordan. Pistons still lead 4-2. Jordan no looks to Grant for the flying slam, and we're even at 4. And we've played 3 in Chicago. Adrian Dantley wide of the lane, isolated on Pippen. Backs him mid-post. Topside Laimbeer, looking sideline left for Isiah. Threw it behind him, out of bounds. Chuck Daly furious about that turnover.
Terrible pass by Bill Laimbeer. Isiah Thomas standing all alone out on the wing there in 3-point range. No need for that pass. Ball just very errant.
Here comes Chicago. Sam Vincent out of Lansing in Michigan State. Dishes to Pippen, who goes to Grant. Now back to Pippen. He'll try to speed past AD in the lane. Can't. Back to Jordan. He'll pull up in the paint. Airballs it to Laimbeer. Ahead to Vinny. Driving 1-on-2. Goes strong to the hole. Draws the foul. Good stutter step.
Could have been
Sam
called
Vincent with a foul.
It could have been called for traveling here. It looks like he took a step too many. Don't know if it was before or after the foul. That looks like traveling to me and no foul, George.
DJ says, I'll take it. And shoot 2. With 8:27 to play in the first, he gets the first one to go. Pistons are 2-0 against this team. 102-89. Their victory at the Palace. And 107-94 was the difference in their win here in Chicago early on. Then he splits the pair. Grant rebounds the miss. Pistons 5, Chicago 4. Sam Vincent looking to bounce it in the lane for Pippen. Isiah kicked it, and they'll reset the shot clock. Fresh 24, Pippen on the sideline. Triggers to Horace Grant, topside. They swing it on the wing to Sam Vincent. Low post Jordan, back outside Sam. Now left wing Pippen, long gun, got it. Bulls 6, Pistons 5. Isiah to work. On the right wing, the turn and gun. It won't go. Pistons are cold. Off it goes to Horace Grant. Now Sam Vincent. Jordan spins around. Vinny goes to the hoop and hits it and draws the foul.
George, what happened there is they weren't able to double team. They weren't able to stop him. What they want to try and do is get him to go to the center of the court, take away the baseline. That time, Michael Jordan just went right around Vinnie Johnson.
Pistons are 2 out of 7. Chicago not a whole lot hotter. They're 4 for 10. Ricky Mahorn about to check in for the Pistons.
John Salley didn't even challenge him. He just kind of turned his back away and got charged with the foul.
That is his second. He'll come out in favor of Mahorn, I'm sure. Jordan converts. It's 9-5. Bulls by 4. 7:40 to play in the first. Pistons turn it over, but Grant can't hold it on the sideline. Ricky Mahorn greeted with a Bronx cheer here, too, as he replaces Salley. Pistons basketball. 12 on the clock. Isiah topside. Fires over Vincent. Fills it up. 9-7. When they need one, he generally feels it. That time he fired it up and filled it up. Sam Vincent looking to the posting Cartwright. The lob inside and the whistle and an Isiah foul helping Bill Laimbeer.
We've got a lot of fouls that have been called so far by this crew, George, that really shouldn't have been called and shouldn't be called.
I'm sure they're trying to keep this one completely under control. The Bulls to Cartwright and wide of the lane. He drills it. It's 11-7 Chicago. 7:15 to play in the first. Isiah against Vincent between the ring. Daly checked by Cartwright now. AD right corner. Guns from there. Just short. Mahorn trying to tap. Can't. Rebound to Grant. Horace Grant to Sam Vincent. Vincent trying to go inside. Lost it against a triple team. Vinny with a rebound. His hook feed short for Isiah. Swipe by Jordan and alley-oop to Grant. It's 13-7 Chicago. .38 to play in the first. The home folks love it in the Windy City. Isiah, a screen from Laimbeer, but dishes to Vinny. Foul line, leaning gun short. Grant lost the rebound. Somehow managed to get it back. Off to Sam Vincent. Spinning up top. Left side to Jordan. Ball off Michael and off the official. Picked up by Vinny. To forecourt he comes. Stops and pops on the right side. It's wild and he's fouled. They don't call that one, but there is a foul underneath whistle against Ricky Mahorn.
That was a poor decision by Vinnie Johnson to take that shot. The Pistons are going to have to start getting some inside shots and stay away from shooting on the perimeter.
Timeout called. 6:12 to play in the first. Chicago by 6 on the Pistons Basketball Network. This Sunday, when the Pistons host the Chicago Bulls at the Palace, it'll be Sports Bag Night, sponsored by Lifesaver and Myers. The first 4,000 youngsters get a free sports bag. Compliments of Lifesaver and Myers this Sunday when the Bulls visit the Palace. Bulls at their place lead 13-7 halfway through the first. Jordan against Vinny. Takes him to the lane. Adrian double teaming. Will force off the high glass anyway. No. Ricky Mahorn rebounds. Isiah has it midcourt right side. A stop and go on Vincent to the baseline. The high glass gun goes. It's 13-9. Isiah has 6. The Pistons 9. Pippen trying to beat everybody back, and he does. Pippen can explode, and he lays it in. He has 4.
He loves to take that ball to the basket, and you have to stop him at the dribble right out at the three-point line. That time, the Pistons just didn't react in time.
Isiah with it on the wing to AD. 5 1/4 to play in the first. Lob to Edwards, who's on for Laimbeer, and Jimmy in the lane drew the bump before the shot. Got it to drop. Cartwright gets the foul, and Edwards doesn't get the hoop or the free throw.
Dennis Rodman checking in. He's been a catalyst the last several games. His last 3 games, he's averaging 16.3 rebounds per game.
Are those some amazing numbers? First couple of minutes, 2 for 7 for Chicago. Then they heat it up. Pistons lose it outside. Pippen with a steal. Pippen with the drive and the gun that doesn't go, and he gets the offensive foul. Adrian took the offensive foul.
That time, George, they stopped him right at the foul line. He got in his way, got into his path, and when Scottie Pippen doesn't have a clear path to the ball, he's not anywhere near as effective. You must stop him before he gets to the basket.
5 and 7 to play in the first. Isiah heading for the baseline, gets there, turns guns, gets it down. Isiah has 8. It's 15-11, Chicago by 4. Jordan in a Chicago hurry. Vinny challenges him on the baseline. Pass goes topside. Vincent behind a foul line for the gun. Got it. They cut off Jordan, but they found the open man, Sam, at 17-11.
The concentration that time, trying to slide over and double on Michael. He got rid of the ball. Vincent hits the open jumper. That's what they try and do. That's the way the design should work.
4:35 now to play in the first. Chicago by 6. Pistons to Edwards. Want to go outside to AD. Swiped by Jordan, but restolen by Edwards. Off to Jordan. Fresh 24. They go to AD on the right way against Pippen. Clock at 15 now. Adrian on the floor to the lane. And Joe Crawford has a foul out on the floor when he put it down. It is on Pippen, who has 2.
Of course, Adrian Dantley hasn't been able to get the position down low to post up like he used to. He's being played by the big forward now, George, and he can't post up down low. That time he tried to drive the ball. He'd take a couple bad decisions earlier, shot some balls from 23, 24 feet. This time he tried to go to the basket.
Rookie free agent Jack Haley is checked in for Scottie Pippen. He's 6'10" from UCLA. Grant checking AD, draws a 2-time at the foul line. Left wing Vinny, guns it, he got it.
Vinny Johnson hits his first shot. He's 1 for 5 now.
Pistons are within 4 with 4 to play in the first in Chicago. Playing pretty well in the defensive end. Jordan nearly lost it. Sam Vincent finds it on the wing, flips to Cartwright mid-post. Isiah helping Edwards. Cartwright to the baseline. It won't go, but the whistle from Joe Crawford means Jimmy Edwards has the personal foul, and Cartwright will get a chance to stick 2.
Today in shoot-around, George, earlier when they went to Loyola this morning, Chuck Daly was emphasizing that he wants his team, he wants the big guys to try and push Cartwright out to the baseline, make him take that fall-away jump shot, as opposed to coming to the center and turning around and shooting the easy hook or the little lay-in. That time they got him to shoot from the baseline, just committed a foul.
Mr. Bill has the first one down. Chicago by 5. And he hit them both. 19-13. Cartwright with 4. Chicago by 6. 3:46 to play in the first. Isiah working the middle again against Sam Vincent. Rodman trying to screen and does. Isiah draws the trap on the right sideline. Goes low post to Rodman against Cartwright. He'll take him to the lane. Left-handed up short. Out of bounds off Chicago. Three and a half to play in the first. Adrian Dantley from the left baseline. Haley checking the inbound feed. It goes to Vinny anyway against Jordan. DJ bumped twice by Jordan, nearly lost it. Gives to Adrian. Jordan all over him. Clock at 15. Topside BJ. It's at 14. He guns. It goes. He's fouled. He'll shoot 1.
Well, he missed his first 4, and just as quickly as he misses, he can turn it right around. The microwave getting heated up here a little bit. Now he's at 2 in a row. I think maybe early, George, he was so intense on trying to stop Michael Jordan and getting that defensive assignment correct that he blew his first 4 shots, and now he seems to be settling in.
Through the foul on Vincent and makes the free throw. Pistons are within 3, 19-16. Vinny was 6. Sam Vincent on the sideline. Now he's at the foul line extension. He fires from there. He fills it from there. 21-16. Chicago charging back. The Pistons can't break after the make. Isiah gets a screen from Edwards. Now in the pick and roll. Edwards is checked by Sam Vincent. The nice lob inside to James. He is 2-timed and fouled. Grant with the foul. Timeout here. 2:54 to play in the first. Bulls 21, Pistons 16. This is the Pistons Basketball Network.
Detroit Pistons basketball is brought to you by the Michigan National Bank, home of the Michigan Bank Card. It's a classic. By Taco Bell. Taco Bell has your order. Make a run for the border. By Elias Brothers Big Boy. Taste the difference that quality makes. And by True Value Hardware, your store of first choice.
Welcome back to Chicago. We're nearly at the 2:50 mark here in the first quarter. Bulls 21 and the Pistons 16. Second quarter score, the Bullets over Boston. Check that. Boston leads the Bullets. These are coming up fast and furious, folks.
Cleveland over
Cleveland
Philly.
big time over Philly in the second. Charles Barkley not playing in that game. It was New York by 1 over Indiana in the second. Jimmy Edwards on the Grant foul drains them both. It's 21-18. Pistons within 3. Michael Jordan Off to a 1-for-4 start against Vinnie Johnson. Gives to John Paxson, who's on for Vincent. Back to Jordan up top. Clock at 10, left wing. Cross courts to Paxson. Go inside Haley, a mid-post. Turn and absolutely airball it to Rodman. Up to Isiah, pull up gun. It won't go. Dennis trying to keep it alive. Does. He and Grant in a push match out on the floor. Grant hangs on. They don't call the foul and work. Here's Paxson trying to get away from Isiah as the Bulls come back to work up 3. Cartwright gets it inside. Back to Paxson on the wing. Long gun, no. Followed by Grant, no. Grant again, yes. Chicago by 5, 23-18. 2 minutes to play in the quarter.
Horace Grant has 8 rebounds already. Very, very active underneath the boards.
As Isiah pounds it on the left sideline. We get a Haley foul. And Adrian Dantley will get to shoot a pair here. They have the Bulls in the penalty. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Pure Amoco Ultimate. The engine cleaning gasoline drivers rate the very best. Your car knows. Well, the history books show that this guy is the 10th leading scorer in NBA history.
Been a tough day for Adrian Dantley. Good to see to get that first point. Maybe he'll settle down, put all those distractions behind him, and just go ahead and play his game.
Gets them both at the line. Look calm and cool there. It's 23-20, Chicago. The distractions, rumors that he'll be traded to Dallas for Mark McGuire. Hit the national scene today. Paxson to Jordan 2 times. Isiah helps Vinny. Jordan double pump fake. Now he accelerates and dishes nicely to Grant for a reverse. What a play by Jordan.
Well, he did it so well. He was double, triple teamed, and he can hang so long, and that's what enabled him to find Grant.
Minute now and 20 to play. Adrian against Haley. Going baseline. He is 2-timed and bumped good. No call. Outside to Vinny. Back inside Rodman. In the lane. Edwards all alone for the dunk.
Pistons showed much more patience this time. They didn't panic and take that outside shot. They were very deliberate, and they got the easy basket.
Just over a minute to play in the first. Chicago by 3. Paxson against Isiah on the wing. Corzine's on for Cartwright. He gets it up top. Dishes right wing Jordan, and he sticks it over Vinny.
Good outside shooter, but they'll give him that all night, George.
27-22. They have to. Adrian over Haley. Wide of the lane for the Pistons. All net. AD with 4. It's a 3-point game. Pistons can't get any closer. Haley left wings to Jordan. Jordan against Vinny. Take it inside. Rodman helps, but Jordan hang glides and hits it off the square.
That's why he got to 10,000 points, second fastest of anybody in the history of the league.
Only Wilt Chamberlain did it quick. 25 seconds to play in the first. Chicago by 5. Vinny gets it from Adrian topside. No looks to Isiah, taking the baseline. Way up over Grant with a rainbow that goes. Pistons within 3 again. 29-26. No shot clock. Final 12 seconds of the quarter. Here comes Paxson. On the wing to Jordan. Back up top to Paxson. Isiah cheated to help on Jordan. Paxson was free, but he misfired. And at the end of 1, it's Chicago by 3. 29-26 at the Chicago Stadium. This is the Pistons Basketball Network. Pistons fans, don't forget the best place to get authentic Pistons and NBA and college merchandise is great stuff at 12 Oaks and Lakeside Malls. Everything from t-shirts to jackets to hats and jerseys in sizes for adults and children. In addition to Pistons items, Great Stuff carries a wide variety of merchandise from colleges and other Detroit teams. Great Stuff at 12 Oaks and Lakeside Mall.
First quarter statistics. Pistons shooting 50%, 10-20. Chicago 54%, 13-24. They're out rebounding the Pistons, 13-7 turnovers or even at 4.
The Bulls hit 11 of their last 17 shots. George Blaha with Jim Gray in Chicago. Bulls lead as we start the second, 29-26. Paxson outside against Mike Williams, who's off the bench. They wanted to go left side now to Craig Hodges. Isiah knocked it out of bounds. Hodges, Paxson, Brad Sellers, Scottie Pippen, and Corzine for Chicago. Bill Laimbeer with A.D., Dennis Rodman, Isiah, and Williams for Chuck Daly. Pippen topside. Shot short, out of bounds, Pistons ball.
Usually the fans boo Brad Sellers when he comes into the game. He came in between quarters, so they didn't get the opportunity. This guy is really taking a pounding here by the fans here in Chicago. He's 7 feet tall, and he refuses to mix it up. I don't think that goes over real well in a blue-collar town.
Couldn't agree with you more. Sometimes coaches will like to do that, sneak a guy in, because no matter what anybody says, it hurts to be booed on your home court.
And that's what Doug Collins did. Snuck him in.
Little shake and bake over Hodges. Gets it down from the wing. It's now just a 1-point game. 29-28. Corzine, who used to be booed all the time here, gives it to Sellers. Sellers against Stanton. Sellers turns and fires. It's off the iron to Rodman. Big hand rebound there. And the Pistons can take the lead. We're in the first minute, second quarter. Laimbeer off to Isiah. He's in his rhythm. Left corner gun, no. This one was short. Says he was hit on the shot by Hodges, who pulls it down ahead to Pippen driving. Missed the slam. Off the heel to Adrian. A.D. all the way up, and Chuck Daly telling him to go ahead and take Sellers. He's done that a time or two in here. Instead, he goes topside to Williams. Flat with the gun, off the heel to Hodges. Goes behind the back to get by Isiah, but Williams takes the charge. Hodges with a shot that was short anyway.
Very good
offensive foul, Hodges.
Very good recovery here by Williams. He was able to get back after he missed the shot, established his position, draws the foul.
Hodges 6'3" and 195. He's a load to have run into you. Michael 6'2" and just 175. And 175 might be a little high. Chicago with 2 more turnovers now. Williams coming foul line, tucks it against Paxson, and Paxson fouls him. The Bulls' first team foul here in the quarter. Pistons have none. 10 and 22 till halftime. Chicago 29, the Pistons 28. Mike Williams off to Isiah against Hodges. Salley looking to screen. He's just come on, resting Adrian. John gets it. He'll take it inside to the hole, and we're going to get carrying the basketball.
It's a good sign, though. We've seen a very active John Salley tonight. We've seen him drive to the hole. We've seen him be active down on defense. Got a couple of bad calls, but at least he's motivated and into the game tonight.
Bulls ball now. They're up 1. Corzine right corner, fires from there, fills it from there. Billy Laimbeer jumped at him late, helping elsewhere. It's 31-28. Salley off to Isiah on the wing. Isiah will pick and roll with Salley against Paxson and Sellers. His pass for Salley, though, swiped by Sellers for Paxson. Here comes Paxson to work. Off to Corzine, top side. He fires from there, no. Tipped in, though, by Sellers. Jumped over Mike Williams.
And Bill Laimbeer a little flat-footed there, too.
Chicago by 5. 9 and 20 to play in the half. Laimbeer has it topside. Off to Isiah on the wing. Wide of the lane to Salley. Looking there against Pippen. John to the dotted line. Here's the turn gun off the glass. Good. 33-30 now. The Bulls lead back to 3. We have played 3 here in the second. A look at the standings in the Central Division tells you how important this game is. Everybody's in the race for the crown except the Indiana Pacers. Pippen on the way. Comes foul line. This is to Paxson. Isiah swipes, looking to go ahead to Mike Williams, but he's fouled before he can make the pass. Paxson has picked up his second in about a minute and a half. Isiah will now rest. Vinny returns. Got to give Vinny a little floor time with no Michael Jordan.
The microwave can really go out and play his offensive game plan now, because he won't have to worry about Michael Jordan like you're saying on the other end right now, and he can certainly concentrate with the likes of Hodges and Vincent out there, both really shooting guards.
Sam has replaced Paxson. Then he works Hodges up on top. 8.5 to play in the half. He goes left side. Williams, a try for a steal. Sam Vincent's called for the foul. That's 3 on Vincent.
Sam Vincent really not known for his defensive work. Neither is his brother, Jay, who's been traded, but maybe it runs in the family. He just hit him right on the wrist and drew the foul, his 3rd.
Out Out he comes. Jordan returns. Michael Williams through a double team. Dished it to Salley, wide of the lane. In the paint to Vinny. Here's the turn and gun. It goes. Vinny has 8. It's a 1-point game.
Vinny Johnson has hit 3 straight after coming out 0 for 4.
33-32, Chicago. 8:09 till halftime. Sellers up top and key off the Jordan left side. Sneaks by everybody. He's in the air in the lane. Shot off the glass. No. Salley to Vinny. VJ, nice dish ahead to Rodman. Here's the quick dunk. Pistons by 1, 34-33. Pistons look to 3-time Jordan. He goes topside. Hodges, triple try. It's through for 3. One of this league's best 3-point shooters. Gives the Bulls a 2-point lead, 36-34.
Pistons really have to pay attention to that. He shoots 36% from the 3-point line.
Vinny against Jordan. Laimbeer out for the high screen. BJ down the right side. Dishes back to Laimbeer. Blocked on top by Corzine. Daly tried from there. Off it goes to Jordan. Rise, flips it up. No. And they're going to boo a Bill Laimbeer shot-stopping foul.
Well, he caught him in the head, George, and you get booed for that. Bill Laimbeer, if there's any question, will he back off? The answer is no. He came at him hard. He smacked him in the head. He deserves to be booed for that, George. That's a bad foul.
Jordan at the line makes the first. Well, it's a hard foul, that's for sure.
Looked like a swinging tree coming down there. A couple branches just swinging out there, and he happened to catch Michael Jordan in the head.
Well, he made him settle for 1. Jordan split the pair. 37-34. Pistons with 5 more in the backcourt, despite Jordan's presence back there. And Bill Laimbeer sneaks under, gets it, and gets it up and in. His first hoop. Pistons are within 1, 37-36. Hodges tries a triple. Williams blocks it to Salley. Off to Vinny. Here comes VJ to work left side. Stops on the wing. Dishes to Rodman on the sideline. Shot clock 13. Back to Vinny. Chuck Daly calling the play. Way down here on the Piston end. Vinny wheeling inside. Looked to dish it to Williams. Knocked out of bounds by Hodges. The shot up to 5 from 3, but first Chicago takes time. 6:45 to play in the half in Chicago. The Bulls lead the Pistons 37-36 on the Pistons Basketball Network. Friday night, the Wings challenge the NHL champion Oilers. Dave Strader and Mickey Redmond will bring you all the action live from Edmonton. Join us as the Wings challenge the champions Friday at 9:30 on WKBD TV 50, your place for sports. 6:45 to play in the half here in Chicago. Pistons basketball down just 1, 37-36, trying to go up 3-zip on the season against the Bulls. Rodman's inbound pass hit the glass. Vinny pulls it down baseline right, misfires, and Grant boards it. Loops to Corzine, up now to Jordan. Got a head of steam. Barreling in on Laimbeer. Rodman and Williams hits the deck. Foul. It's not going to go against Lamb. It'll go against Rodman. Just 1 on Dennis.
Well, a bunch of people's feet just got tangled here. There's Laimbeer, there's Rodman, there's Williams, there's Corzine, and Jordan on the ground. So a lot of people's feet right there. Could have gone to any of them.
Mike Williams and Dennis Rodman come out. Adrian Dantley and Isiah return. Pistons 2-team fouls. Chicago has 3. Grant gets it foul line alone. Fires. It falls. Grant with a dozen. Chicago 39, the Pistons 36.
Certainly got his wake-up call on time. 10 rebounds, 12 points.
Good-looking second-year man from Clemson, 6'10 and 220, Horace Grant. Bill Laimbeer topside over Corzine's replacement, Cartwright, and he drills it. Cartwright back in now with Pippen and Grant and Hodges and Jordan. Pippen against Dantley down the lane, and the Pistons bump him and block it. He'll get the foul on the guys in blue. It is on Salley. He has 3.
Pippen drove the lane. They didn't stop him at the top. Looked like a clean block by Bill Laimbeer. Didn't see the contact by John Salley. That's the second foul that John Salley's been assessed I didn't see any contact.
Nevertheless, Ricky Mahorn will replace him. When he makes the contact, you'll see it.
And you'll feel it.
You got that right. Pippen makes the first. Pulls up a deuce, 40-38. No on the next. Rebound, Bill Laimbeer. 5:45 to play in the half. 40-38, Chicago in Chicago. Isiah against Hodges. Goes right wing. Off to Daly in the corner against Cartwright. Bounces topside. Laimbeer fires. It ricochets away. Mahorn can't tip it back up. It's off Chicago's Hodges, out of bounds. 5:32 till halftime. 40-38 Chicago. Fresh 24. AD baseline left. Off to Isiah against Hodges. Pick and roll. Laimbeer screens Hodges. Isiah to the wing. Shot will be short. Skying for it is Pippen. To midcourt, the outlet to Jordan. Deep left corner, Hodges trying for three. Won't go through. Rebound, Bill Laimbeer. He has 5. Ahead to VJ. Now AD. Adrian. Trapped by Jordan and Pippen. Gives to Laimbeer. They go to Vinny. Alone right corner is Isiah. His long gun short to Jordan. But Jordan stepped out of bounds when he came down with the rebound. Right in front of Joe Crawford.
A mental mistake. You don't see that often by Michael Jordan. He knew it right away. Even maybe a little grin there.
Fans started to complain. Then they knew.
They stopped complaining when they saw Michael smiling. Very rare that you'll see that. Foot was definitely on the line, though.
Just under 5 minutes to play in the half. Pistons with it. Vinny outside. Takes it right wing. Dishes back topside. Laimbeer. Wide of the lane. Adrian. He'll slide to the hoop. Silky smooth. It's up and in. AD was 6. It's 40-40. Hodges between the circles. Goes left wing. Bounce to Cartwright against Laimbeer. Shot clock 7. Cartwright wheeling. Got it blocked. Vinny up top to Laimbeer on the wing. Grant all over him. They want to go outside to AD. Stealing is Pippen. He'll drive and dunk. Lazy pass.
Very lazy pass. And you can't have that. You can't have the mental errors and the turnovers. And the Pistons have gotten bogged down tonight with some turnovers. Right now they have 8. Bad passes in their offensive court.
4 minutes flat to play in the half. Then he working the wing against Jordan. Lobs it in the lane. Posting is Mahorn. He'll dish it left corner for AD. Sends it from there. No. Everybody on Chicago around the ball except Hodges. Up come the Bulls. Pippen, top of the key. Leaving it outside for Grant. Shot clock 14. Mid-post to Cartwright. Across the lane. And he put his shoulder into Laimbeer, but Billy's going to be called for his second foul.
And that's starting to heat up. Bill Laimbeer and Bill Cartwright have had a long-standing feud. It goes back to the days when he was in New York. It continued this year. That feud is starting to heat up a little bit, and there was some pushing and shoving going on, and Chuck Daly's going to let Bill Laimbeer cool off just a little bit before we get into another incident.
James Edwards replaces him. The Pistons' 4th team foul. The Bulls have 3. 3:35 to play in the half. Pippen, mid-post to Cartwright. Cartwright backing down and traveling against Edwards.
Well, that's 8 turnovers now for the Bulls. But as we were talking about the turnovers on the Pistons, and these are the turnovers you hate to see, too, George, because they're unforced errors. It's not as though they're running down the court. These are in their offensive set. Can't have those.
Yeah, got to clean up the bad passes. Here comes Isiah. Bouncing to Adrian. Deep on the wing. Pippen there with him. Mid-post to Edwards. He is 2-time. Back to Adrian. Shot clock 4 against Hodges. Fires from the top. It is off the heel. Vinny trying to tap. Gets it to Edwards. Foul line for the gun. Won't go. Mahorn with the board. Dropped it. It's on the floor to Hodges. Still with it. Hodges trying to go coast to coast. Here's a dish to Jordan. Back over the head with a reverse. Through the foul. Missed the shot.
Only Michael Jordan can even attempt that shot.
A 360 and then back up over his head. 2:57 to play in the half. Timeout here. Bulls 42, Pistons 40 on the Pistons Basketball Network. 30-second spot, you know. Fans, how'd you like to see the Pistons play the Lakers in L.A.? You'll get a chance to the Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth Dealers Detroit Pistons Great L.A. Getaway Sweepstakes. Enter and you could win a round trip for two to L.A. to see the game on Valentine's night at the Forum. It includes airfare, hotel room, game tickets, meal allowance, and souvenirs. No purchase necessary. Licensed drivers 18 or over. Enter at one of your 20 Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealers. Hurry. The sign-up period ends this week. It is a limited time offer.
Some friendly jawing going on between Joey Crawford and the Pistons bench. Joey saying, I'm not very good at seeing those blocks. Pistons complaining just a little bit. Crawford started to get heated, and Crawford turned to him and said, hey, guys, I'm just joking. Just joking. It's okay.
Jordan split the pair. And Chicago trying to trap. 43-40 Bulls. Then he lobs to Isiah left wing. He is two-timed there by Jordan and Hodges. Back to VJ. Baseline right Edwards. Kind of a good shot. Won't go from 15. Rebound Pippen. He lost it off his knee out of bounds. Mahorn did the work.
Bulls that time were very effective using their 51 defense. It's a 1-3-1 type of defense in their half-court defensive set, and they try and trap the guy, and they were very effective that time. James Edwards has the shot a little too far out on the baseline that time. We'll see if the Pistons can counter against that, and if the Bulls will stay in that defense. Actually, it's an illegal defense.
Coach scream about that all the time. Mahorn replaced by Rodman. Then he has the rock on top against Jordan. Way back near the timeline now. He'll go left wing and leave it for AD. 12 on the clock. Adrian with a bounce to Isiah. Fakes. Here's the double pump jump from the line. Yes. Pistons within one. 43-42.
That's the way to beat the trap. Drive to the basket and hit the shot in the lane.
Bulls by one. Just over 2 to play in the half. Pippen working the wing. Mid post to Jordan. AD helping Vinny. They go way on the other side. The Hodges missed it from the wing, but here's Grant's putback. Won't drop. Rebound Edwards. Pistons can take the lead here in the final 2 of the second quarter. Chicago 43. The Pistons 42. Adrian Dantley on the wing against Pippen. Shot clock 10. One dribble, topside Isiah. Long gun, no. It rims away, but he's on his back, and we got a whistle and a foul. It is on Hodges on the shot. So Isiah, who has 14, will look for 15 and 16 in a Piston lead here at the line with 1:35 till halftime.
That drives coaches crazy. Why foul a guy after he's already released the shot? Doug Collins, I'm sure, is not at all happy with that.
Isiah made the first. We want to wish best wishes to Bob Doptis from Troy, a Piston fan who's recovering from an illness and tuning in tonight. Hope you feel better soon. Isiah made them both, and the Pistons have the lead, 44-43. That ought to make Bob Doptis happy. Here's Grant on the way. In the lane to Jordan. Double team, force off the glass. No. Rebound AD. Cradles it against Cartwright. 1:18 to play in the half. Pistons 44, Chicago 43 in Chicago. Adrian against Pippen. AD on the sideline. Topside Vinny. Clock at 9, now 8. Back to Adrian against Pippen. On the floor, to the lane, to the hole, drew the foul.
You see, the Pistons will isolate Adrian Dantley and let him go to the basket because he doesn't have, playing against Pippen, doesn't have the size of some of these other guys that AD's been matched up against recently, so he can get back into his old game and kind of isolate and take control.
He'll get to the line where he's scored a great percentage of those 21,700 plus points.
How many of those did you see?
A few. Last couple of years. And it's been a pleasure to watch him play. He is a technician. Got his PhD in how to score. Makes them both. Adrian with 8. Pistons by 3. 46-43. A minute to play in the half in Chicago. Here comes Hodges. On the alley-oop to Jordan. He's in the air and hit up there. Joe Crawford with a whistle. A Vinnie Johnson foul. That's just one on Vinnie guarding Jordan.
The Pistons have done an excellent job on Vinnie Johnson. We're taking a look at Adrian Daly. And he was fouled by Bill Cartwright, of course, but he was able to get the jump on Pippen. The shot by Jordan's good.
Jordan has just 10 points as he makes the first. Vinnie Johnson answering the bell one more time tonight.
What we were saying is that Vinnie Johnson has done a terrific job. Michael Jordan is now 4 for 6 from the foul line, but just 3 for 8 from the field. And the Pistons defense, it shows that the system is bigger than one player, because without Joe Dumars, the Pistons have done an excellent job with their scheme in defending Michael Jordan.
He made them both. It's a one-point game. Good point. Adrian Daly against Sellers. Off to Vinnie topside. Clock at 6. Here's the long gun. It goes! Vinnie with 10. Pistons by 3. A half a minute to play in the half. Up courting is Hodges. And a 20-second timeout is taken by the Bulls with 28 seconds to play in the half and 19 up on their shot clock. The Pistons lead them 48-45. The Budweiser Longhorn Rodeo, one of the nation's largest, comes to the Palace for 3 performances, February 17th through the 19th. Tickets are on sale now at the Palace box office and all Ticketmaster outlets, including Hudson's, select AAA, and Great Stuff locations. Now, I know if Dick Motta were here, he'd have an interest in that Longhorn Rodeo. Rodeo fans, for all you do, I want to tell you this. This Bud's for you. That's for John Conti and James Hunter and all our friends at Anheuser-Busch. Great Piston sponsors.
Some of that Beechwood H stuff. You know,
the
Pistons have also done an excellent job. Adrian Daly on Horace Grant, they've calmed him down. He had a big first quarter, and AD has really played some great denial defense away from the ball, and Horace Grant has been taken out of the offense, and he's usually not in the offense, so he's back to where he belongs.
And when you plug up Jordan, you can't let somebody else go, and that's what had happened for a moment. Jordan penetrates, dishes to Hodges. They set up the triple try. He got it through for 3. We're even at 48. Hodges from deep in the corner. Final 10 seconds of the half now. Isiah outside against Hodges. 5 on the clock. Isiah foul line. The fadeaway. Nope, at the horn. We're even at the half. Our score is tied in Chicago at 48. The Pistons and Bulls at the Chicago Stadium. This is the Pistons Basketball Network. At the half in Chicago, it is the Bulls 48 and the Pistons 48. George Blaha with Jim Gray, our basketball analyst tonight in the Windy City. Nice first half, young fella.
Yeah, it sure was. You know, it was an interesting game because there were a lot of questions before this game. How would Adrian Daly react to all of the trade rumors? And his day, he came out a little shaky, but Jack Haley got him well, and Scottie Pippen. He didn't have to deal with Horace Grant in the second quarter, and he got back into his old style in the isolation, finished up with 8 points. The other interesting thing was how would they react to Michael Jordan without Joe Dumars? And, well, we've seen that, like we said at the end of the half, the system and the scheme is much bigger than one player. Vinnie Johnson has done an excellent job.
So far, Jordan has had some un-Jordan-like numbers. We'll have those for you later in the intermission. Right now, I'll just remind you again that our score is the Pistons 48 and Chicago 48 in Chicago. Stay with us on the Pistons Basketball Network. The Pistons and Bulls are even at 48 in Chicago at the half, and now it's time for Pistons Halftime, featuring Fast Break, brought to you by Dunham's. Tonight, Fast Break features Up Close and Personal with Pistons coach Chuck Daly, along with Pistons Playback 88. Fast Break, brought to you by Dunham's, the complete sports outfitter. The Dunham's Play of the Week took place during last week's thrilling victory over the Golden State Warriors. With time running out in the fourth quarter and the Pistons trailing by a point, Isiah Thomas reached into his bag of tricks. Off left wing, Laimbeer. Low post left, AD. Loops it back left wing, Laimbeer. Top for the key, Isiah. Running in low on the right. Fires it up. Fills it up off the high glass. 105, 104. Pistons. We have 14 seconds to play. And now Golden State wants timeout. The Warriors' ensuing offensive possession failed, giving the Pistons the victory. Isiah Thomas's game-winning driving jumper, the play of the week. Dunham's presents Up Close and Personal. Tonight, Chuck Daly compares this Piston team with the championship caliber clubs he was associated with the 76ers.
Well, there are some similarities. I think both clubs were defensive-minded. The only difference was that in those two situations, one of which I was an assistant coach, the other I was a broadcaster. The broadcaster year, they added Moses Malone more or less in his prime, and they simply blew out everyone all year and waltzed into the finals. The other year, we did not win it, but played very well, got to the 6th or 7th game. There are some similarities.
The Dunham's Player of the Week is Pistons super sub turned starter, Vinnie Johnson. In a 3-game span last week, VJ averaged over 22 points per game while starting in place of the injured Joe Dumars, and he toiled for an average of over 40 minutes a night. In a win last week against Golden State, the microwave heated up for 22 points, 7 rebounds, and a steal. It's performances like that that make Vinnie Johnson the Player of the Week. Dunham's presents 88 Playback. In Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals against Chicago, the Pistons were faced with the unenviable task of trying to ground Air Jordan. In the game, Jordan, who almost single-handedly eliminated Cleveland from the playoffs earlier, was held to a mortal 25 points, down from his almost 40 points per game playoff average. Joe Dumars, the man responsible for guarding Jordan, came through with 18 points and 7 assists of his own. With Jordan's contribution virtually canceled out, the Pistons were able to eke out a 102-95 win. Isiah Thomas led the Pistons with 25 points and 9 assists, while Adrian Dantley tallied 22 points and grabbed 7 rebounds. The Pistons' Game 1 victory over the Bulls. Another 88 Playback. Fast Break has been brought to you by Dunham's, the complete sports outfitter. Fast Break is a production of the Detroit Pistons Basketball Company. At the half in Chicago, the Pistons and Bulls all tied up at 48. This is the Pistons Basketball Network.
Detroit Pistons basketball is brought to you by your best connection in cellular phone service, Cellular One. By Precision Tune. We do more than fix your car. We guarantee it. By Highland Appliance. Nobody gives you more, and nobody sells for less. And by Great Stuff Stores, carrying the official merchandise of the Detroit Pistons.
48 all. The Pistons and Bulls in Chicago at the half. George Blaha joined tonight by Jim Gray, fellow who goes back with Chuck Daly to those days in Philadelphia that Chuck talked about during our halftime feature from Dunham's as a broadcast partner of Chuck's with the 76ers in the early 80s.
That's right. Chuck got a job out there. He was the assistant coach. Then he went out to Cleveland for 23 games, got fired, came back and was a broadcaster. And then the next year, the championship season, Chuck did the color commentary with us on Prism. And we had a good time. But I want to dispel a rumor.
All right.
Everybody talks about Chuck Daly and his clothing. Chuck owns 4 suits. He owns 4 suits. He's borrowed all the rest from every store across the country. I don't know if he returns them, but he's borrowed all of his clothing. So I just wanted everybody in Detroit to know that.
I believe that. Let's take a look at the numbers here from the first half, folks. They'll show you why this game is locked up. The Bulls and Pistons both shooting about 45%. Chicago has 6 more boards, but 3 more turnovers. The Pistons outscoring them in the backcourt because Isiah has 16 and Vinny 10. Vinny's done a nice job on Michael Jordan. He has just 11. The second half in a moment on the Pistons Basketball Network. Arbor Drugs and the Free Press want you to be one of 12 lucky winners to sit courtside at a Pistons home game as an honorary Pistons staff photographer. You'll also get a pregame dinner, tickets to the game, film and processing, and the contestant with the best action photos might grow up to be another Alan Einstein, the Pistons photographer, or better yet, win an expense-paid trip to an NBA championship game. For details and entry forms, stop at any Arbor Drug store. Second half about to start in Chicago. Good defense. That's been a trademark of the Pistons by Chuck Daly's team against Doug Collins' Bulls in the first half.
had the chance to talk to Joe Dumars, and he said Chuck Daly emphasized keeping the Bulls off the glass. They had 8 offensive rebounds, out-rebounded the Pistons by 6. He wants them off the glass, box out a little bit more, be a little bit more aggressive on both ends.
Jordan against Vinny as the Bulls get first possession. They go inside to Cartwright, slapped away, out of bounds, off Cartwright by VJ. They make a nice play and force a Chicago turnover. And the Pistons will try and rush it up. A lob to AD, foul line extended. In the lane against Pippen, bounces back topside Vinny, pump fake, no shot. Jordan right there with him. A lob to Salley, high post. Clock at 10. Salley shovels to Adrian. It's at 8. He's wide of the lane against Pippen. No double. Now Cartwright comes to 2-time. Pass topside Salley. It's at 4. Swipe by Vincent. Sam Vincent will drive and lay it up and lay it in. The Bulls untie it, 50-48. First minute of the third at Chicago Stadium. This is as quiet as this place has been for a Piston Bulls game in a long, long time as Vinny holds it outside. Pippen picks up his 4th foul, trying to hang on to AD.
A real critical foul right there. Doug Collins is very upset. He's saying, hey, Joey, the guy's grabbing in his arm. He's holding him. Call went the other way.
Pippen said something to Joe Crawford, and Joe Crawford told him, keep on going, pal. Pippen said something else, and Pippen gets the T from Mr. T, Joe Crawford. Absolutely don't consider saying anything to him.
It's a family audience. I don't think our microphones picked that one up. Let's hope not. It was unnecessary, immature reaction by Pippen right there.
Adrian shoots the T and he scores it.
Call was made by Joey Crawford. Joey Crawford threw Dick Versace out in Detroit. Dick said, all I said was, hey, how's your family? He said, that's it. See you later.
Did he ever throw him out? Not before those two argued and argued some more. Adrian made the technical foul, went to the lane, got it swiped by Sellers to Jordan. Sellers came on for Pippen. Jordan missing in the lane. Vinny picks it up off the deck. Pistons are 2-on-2. The trailer is Dantley, gets it from VJ, loses in the lane, no to Grant.
You cannot blow 4-on-2 opportunities like that. You've got to put the ball in the hole in those opportunities.
Bulls by 1, 50-49. Cartwright, baseline left, in and out. Sellers reaches over AD. Gets it slapped away, though, by Bill Laimbeer. However, Billy gets his 3rd.
You know, that's the 2nd time tonight, George, where the Pistons have been caught flat-footed. That time it was Adrian Dantley. Before, on a tap-in by Brad Sellers, it was Bill Laimbeer. All the Pistons have to do in that situation is jump, and they're going to draw a foul.
John Salley comes out. Dennis Rodman returns. Sellers with a nice touch scores on the first. The complaint is he just doesn't touch anybody else on the floor.
Well, this is his range. He likes it out here at the foul line and even further back. He doesn't want to get down in the paint area down there. He wants to stay around and, you know, wants to protect that body.
Made one, missed one. Rodman rebounds. Chicago up a deuce. Isiah feeding Laimbeer. Low post right side. Pump fake. Shot no. Rebound Grant. Horace Grant to Jordan. Michael Jordan stopped on the wing by Vinny. Now he restarts. Gets in the air in the lane. Dishes outside to Vincent, who sticks it. Bulls by 4.
Georgia Pistons just need to calm down here and resettle. They've made some bad decisions coming out here in the second half. They've made some bad turnovers, and they just need to settle down and be patient and get back into their offense.
Isiah with it from the top of the key. Sends it, doesn't score it. Rebound, Jordan. 53-49 Chicago. Jordan against Vinny. Spinning dotted line. Double team by Rodman. Dish outside. Cartwright misses. AD rebounds. Nine and a half to play in the third. Bulls by 4. Pistons with it in Chicago. Vinny against Jordan. Dotted line to Rodman. Nice dish. Low to Laimbeer. It's up and it's in.
When the Pistons regroup and stay within themselves and not try and force the issue when they're in their half-court offense, they're a much, much better ball club.
They've sliced it back to a deuce now. Michael Jordan tried to dish it inside, knocked away. Foul, Laimbeer. That'll get Jimmy Edwards off the bench. Billy has 4, and the crowd roars.
call by Garrison. Reaching in on Bill Cartwright.
Put some body on him, too. Jordan, left wing, got a screen from Sellers. Vinny gets a hand up, though, and the shot won't go. Rebound to AD. Isiah gets it, feeds Rodman in the lane for the pull-up gun. Rattles, doesn't drop, followed by Edwards, does. Score is tied at 53. 8:43 left in the third. Sam Vincent on the wing. Vincent looking to lob to Cartwright, instead goes outside of Jordan. Back to Sam on the wing. Inside, outside. It's inside of Cartwright, outside of Vincent. Shot clock 5. Steps up and guns. It pops out. Cartwright had it, lost it out of bounds. The bodies bang, and Mr. Bill didn't hang up. Here come the Pistons, and they can untie it. Isiah against Sam Vincent. Pick and roll with Rodman. Dish deep for Rodman. Jordan with a great steal. What hands. Jordan trying to accelerate. Got a screen. Gets to the baseline. Feathery touch. It's up and it's in. Just outside the lane.
Michael Jordan anticipates so well defensively. That's why he leads the league in steals, because he is able to anticipate, and he has the big hands. He has the quickness. He has all the tools.
Chuck Daly out near midcourt. He wanted a call, I think, against Jordan as he went inside, and Chuck thought created contact. He would not leave the timeline, and Joe Crawford just put a technical foul on him.
Well, you got to wonder about Joey Crawford. Free throws missed by Jordan. You got to wonder about Joey Crawford all the way underneath the other basket. Chuck jawing out at Garrison, and he calls the technical from half court away.
Chuck still talking to Rusty Herring, the third official. Did you have one of those after dinner last night?
I had 3. You?
None. You know me. Vinny Johnson gets from Isiah, gets in the lane, dishes to Dantley. Adrian trying to power it up through the foul. Grant got him.
The pace has certainly picked up here in the second half, and so has the intensity.
The Bulls lead 55-53. AD trying to tie after his move inside and the bump on the foul.
Dennis Rodman caught one in the eye, and he's being looked at by trainer Mike Abdenauer.
Mike Abdenauer taking a look at Dennis Rodman. One of the Piston fans here, the owner of River Rock and Shoopers back in Detroit, Todd Warner, made the trip in. Piston fans here also from Grand Rapids, including Larry Melton. Adrian made them both. He has 11. The score is tied at 55.
Dennis Rodman looks like one of the Los Angeles Raiders. He's playing with one eye closed.
Sellers with a lob inside to Cartwright, dropped it in with his back to the basket. Cartwright with 6.
Just a super pass, super play. Great anticipation. That's good teamwork, good camaraderie. That comes with a lot of practice.
Adrian Dantley against Sellers. Into the paint, back to the baseline. Heck of a hook off the high glass, and he hit it.
George, you think Adrian Dantley's making a statement here?
I think maybe so.
If I'm leaving, I'm leaving in style. If I'm staying, I'm going to contribute a lot to this team.
Well, it's never easy to be traded if, in fact, that's what's going to happen, and I know he'd probably like to stay. Here's a guy who came within about a minute of being MVP in the finals last year. Adrian makes at the line. He has 14. Mahorn for Rodman. Now they're taking a closer look at Dennis Rodman's eye. The Pistons lead by 1. Sellers looking to lob it. Dotted line to Cartwright, and we're going to get a whistle. And James Edwards gets the foul. He now has 3. The Bulls take time. 6:55 to play in the third. The Pistons lead by 1. 58-57. This is the Pistons Basketball Network. The Budget Runner Car Euro America's Cup's tennis tourney makes its inaugural appearance at the Palace February 9th through 12th of 1989. It's a world-class tennis event matching the best of Europe's female players against the Americas team. Means you get to see Pam Shriver and you get to see Steffi Graf. And for tickets and info on the Budget Rent-A-Car Euro America's Cup, call 377-8600. Bulls ball, Pistons by 1. About halfway through the third. Jordan to the posting Cartwright against Mahorn. Baseline turn and gun. No. Rebound Edwards. Team fouls, by the way, are now 3-3. 6:36 to play in the third. Isiah gets to Daly at the foul line extension. Off it goes to Edwards. Back to Isiah on the sideline. Adrian posting inside, and the 7-foot Sellers gets it. 4 on the clock. Turning fadeaway. Going to be short to Sam Vincent. Bulls ball. Sellers in the corner. Outside to Sam against Isiah. Shot clock 14. Takes it to the wing. Bounces inside Sellers. Gets it back on the wing. Fires it. Fills it. Shot that with a lot of confidence. Bulls 59. Pistons 58. We are now halfway through the third. James Edwards off for Adrian Daly against Sellers. Dribbles to the lane. Hooks on the run. Jordan over to block from the side. It is saved on the sideline by Vincent to Jordan. Boy, Jordan made a smart and quick and athletic play, and he breaks it down for Grant's dunk. 61-58, Chicago.
Simply a case that time where the Pistons got preoccupied with Michael Jordan, and that freed up Horace Grant, and Horace Grant may come back to life. He got a lot of easy baskets in the first half.
Two-man game. Isiah and Edwards wide of the lane. Jimmy gets to the dotted line. It won't go. Scramble for it, and it's out of bounds. Chicago. And AD is going to get a loose ball foul to top it off. He caught an elbow in the chops.
Jim Edwards misses the fall away and a push by AD, and then afterwards he was hit by Horace Grant. Backhanded him.
Yeah, it wasn't an elbow.
Talk about tennis. A nice backhand right there.
There you go. Pistons only 3 out of 9 in the quarter. Jordan, top of the key for Chicago. Shot out to Mahorn. Here comes Isiah, leaving for Vinny between the rings. Just under 5 to play in the third. Chicago by 3. DJ with the bounce, wide of the lane, Isiah. Baseline, turn and gun off the heel to Horace Grant. He has 13 rebounds. Up to Vincent down the lane, left hand, miss, but a foul. An offensive foul on Vincent.
Rusty Herring's been very, very consistent on that call all night long. Every time a guy has got set, you haven't seen any inconsistency. He's done some good officiating. And once again, the position was established, and Sam Vincent just drove right into it.
Sam has 4. Out he comes. In comes John Paxson. Isiah, rifle feed inside to AD. Missed that short hook to Jordan. Jordan has 7 rebounds. Jordan gets behind Cartwright. Doesn't shoot it. Dishes to Bill, who finds Paxson on the wing. No. Tap won't drop for Grant. Rebound Edwards to Isiah. 3-on-2 break. Off to Vinny. From the baseline. Off the heel, no. Adrian with a rebound. Wrestles it away from Cartwright. Pump fake in the lane. It's up. It's off to Mahorn. He gets the putback. Was he hammered? Was he ever hammered?
Can't believe there wasn't a foul called there. Neither can Chuck Daly.
61-60. When you take it inside the night, you better have that health insurance paid up. Paxson to Sellers. Up top now to Grant. They're whittling it away. The clock is at 2. Jordan loses in the lane. AD to Vinny. VJ behind the back for Isiah. 360 on Paxson. Traveling's going to be called.
And, of course, you don't want to make those type of passes, George. There's no reason to make a pass like that on a 2-on-1. Vinny Johnson all alone. Back defending is Paxson, and he puts the ball behind his back, and Isiah just a little too far ahead of him.
3.5 to play in the third. Sellers, right corner for the gun for Chicago. Mahorn ripped the rebound away from Vinny on the Sellers miss. Pistons down 1, 61-60. Isiah against Paxson. Dishes to Edwards. Low Edwards to the dotted line. The turn and gun will not go. Horace Grant rebounds for Paxson. Up to Michael Jordan. Just over 3 to play in the third. Mahorn and Cartwright fighting for post position. And now Cartwright chases after Mahorn. Cartwright losing his cool. And Chuck Daly's going to go out and make sure that his guys don't get in trouble.
Well, the foul was called a long time after, and then all of a sudden Bill Cartwright starts to go after it. Now we got Doug Collins getting into it.
Collins has just got to relax with Rick Mahorn. Mahorn didn't really do anything except fight for post position and not lose his temper, which Cartwright did. And then, of course, he will smile at you.
Now Chuck
Try to
Daly and
egg
Doug
you
Collins
on.
are having a couple of words with each other. And Joey Crawford asked them to go back to the bench. Now, Bill Cartwright lost his temper. The play was dead, and then he decided to go after him. And it's like one of those guys who cries wolf. He went after him when he knew that everybody was there to break it up.
Personal is on Ricky, and technicals go against each guy. Mahorn with an elbow that we just noticed on the replay after the fight for position, and that's when Cartwright lost it. Wasn't one who was going to take his head off.
It wasn't a tough elbow, though. It was more a little love tap. Of course, I wasn't out there feeling it. I don't know. Maybe a little bit more than a love tap.
I think Vinnie Johnson stepped in because he didn't want Cartwright to go after Ricky to the point where Ricky had to retaliate, and then we'd be talking suspension again, maybe.
Of course, we heard so much today about Tommy Hearns and Ray Leonard signing up to fight June 12th at Caesars Palace. And, of course, Tommy being a Detroit guy, and these guys may be a little excited for Tommy.
Sure. He's a great Piston fan.
Big Piston fan.
I'm real happy to see Emanuel Stewart and Tommy get another shot at Leonard.
It's bothered him for years.
Sure. Cartwright sticks 2 on the foul on Ricky. Bulls by 3. 2:50 to play in the third. 63-60 Chicago. Isiah bouncing to the posting Edwards. Baseline pop will not drop, but a whistle. Joe Crawford with a Chicago foul on Cartwright. He has 2. Timeout called here. Chicago leads by 3. 2:44 left in the third. It is 63-60 Chicago on the Pistons Basketball Network. The strains of Rocky in the background here in Chicago. The Pistons and Bulls rocking and rolling it here. Thomas Cook Travel USA, the world-class travel agency, has been associated with the Pistons' very, very loyal backcourt club for over 2 years now, handling their travel needs. Your business can take advantage of the same cost savings and quality service that the Pistons backcourt club has enjoyed. Call Thomas Cook at 323-4318. Ask for Sal Prezioso and get world-class travel service. Cleveland a winner tonight at home over Philly. Pistons need 1 to keep pace. Edwards makes 2, has 8. It's a 1-point game. 63-62 Chicago. Final 3 of the third now. Jordan outside against Vinny. On the wing it goes to Paxson. Sam Vincent on the bench with 4 fouls. Inside Cartwright. Left corner Paxson. Back into Cartwright. Wheeling around Mahorn. Shot is off the iron. Chased down by Grant. For Paxson, they get 24 more. Jordan's triple try from the top. Won't drop. And Rodman really skies for it. Off to Isiah. Isiah and Vinny. Edwards, Mahorn, and Rodman for Chuck Daly.
Pistons need a good shot here. They're only 4 of 15 this quarter.
Vinny inside with a hook on the run over Sellers. No, but Rodman hits the putback off the glass. Pistons by 1. 64-63. Final 2 now of the third. Paxson leaves for Cartwright outside against Mahorn. Clock at 15. Jordan posting Isiah on a mismatch. Gets it to the hole. No, they stop it. But out it comes to Grant. Cartwright gets it left wing. Fires. It pops out to Rodman. Bulls can't buy one, and they're bailing the Pistons out.
I don't recall seeing Michael Jordan so hesitant in the middle. I think he has this thing against the Pistons. He's 4 for 15 tonight, and he doesn't want to take the ball in the middle. I think he's a little concerned about being hammered.
Doesn't hurt to have somebody thinking that. Isiah inside for Rodman. Almost lost it, then touched it up and in. Good hands, Dennis.
Amazing athletic ability. There you saw it right there. If you ever had any question, take a look at that one.
66-63. Pistons by 3. Little over a minute left in the third. Paxson between the rings. Off to Jordan on the wing against Vinny. Shot clock 7. Edwards coming to double team. Jordan to the baseline. Skids to a stop. Vinny gets the foul.
Vinnie Johnson has done an excellent job defensively here tonight. He's handled replacing Joe Dumars. He's carried out the scheme. That time he got in front of him, tried to push him toward the middle. And here you see Dennis Rodman's incredible play. What a shot.
Vinnie Johnson looks to be at the absolute top of his game, both ways, in recent days. Jordan at the line makes one and the next. He has 15. He's worked very hard for those 15. Chicago's within one, 66-65. Isiah, the two-man game outside with Edwards, gets the screen. Corzine's on for Cartwright. Isiah dumping it in the lane. Nobody home but Sellers. Brad Sellers scoops it up, shovels it off to Paxson. He'll pull up and try for three. Left wing won't go through. Jordan with a putback. It will. Chicago by one, 67-66.
That's what Chuck was talking about at halftime. You got to box those guys out. 4 Pistons around the basket, and Michael Jordan sneaks in and gets the rebound.
Well, if anybody can, he can. Shot clock 12, quarter clock 21. Isiah between the circles. Isiah, rifle shot deep to Mahorn. It won't go down. Chicago boards it. Grant to Paxson to Jordan. Back to Paxson near the timeline. Off to Jordan. Trying to baseline drive and a fadeaway off the iron. 3 seconds to play in the quarter. Rebound Edwards. Whistle. Are we going to get a Piston foul? Yes, we are. It's on James. A second to play in the quarter. The Bulls will shoot 2. Stop at any White Castle restaurant and sign up for your chance to become an honorary Pistons ball boy or ball girl. Winners get tickets, an autographed ball, and get their picture taken with a Piston player. That's the Pistons honorary ball boy, ball girl contest, sponsored by White Castle. Horace Grant at the line, and he makes, and Chicago leads by a deuce, 68-66.
Horace Grant has 18 rebounds right now. Go along with 14 points.
With a quarter to play. Gets them both. 69-66. Chuck Daly just wants the Pistons to inbound, hang on, take a breather, and get ready for the fourth quarter. That they will. After 3, it's Chicago by 3. 69-66. This is the Pistons Basketball Network. Tomorrow on the TV 50, 8 o'clock movie, Goldie Hawn takes a giant leap for womankind when she joins the Army. Eileen Brennan co-stars in Private Benjamin. Tomorrow night's 8 o'clock movie on WKBD TV 50, your place for movies.
Is she going to land on the moon?
I don't know. I'm sure she will take a giant leap for womankind. Bulls 18-1 this year when leading after 3, and they do lead after 3 here in Chicago. 69-66. Anybody's ball game as we begin the fourth. Pistons get the first possession. Salley, Rodman, A.D., Mahorn, and Isiah. Rodman posting the guard, Craig Hodges. Isiah gets it to him, and he's right now pushed from behind. Hodges with the shove. The Bulls could be in the penalty in a big hurry here with that matchup.
They've got a small lineup out there.
They have Corzine, Pippen, Grant, Hodges, and Paxson on the floor. Adrian from the right sideline. Inbounds to Rodman. Off it goes to Mahorn on the wing. Now Isiah topside. Isiah, the Pistons' only real handler. Bounces to Salley at the foul line. Dishes behind it to Mahorn. Ricky sends it. Doesn't score it. Rodman with a putback, though. It's easy up and in.
Dennis Rodman so effective on the offensive rebounding. He leads the team of offensive rebounds, 4 per game. That time he just was clear.
Has 8 caroms so far in the game tonight. 69-68 Chicago. Hodges chased on the wing by Isiah. Mid-post to Grant. Inside against Salley. The shot pops out to Mahorn. Ricky off to Isiah. We're in the first minute of the fourth. Isiah on the wing, dumping it inside to Rodman, getting it back behind the foul line. Sends it, scores it. Pistons lead him 70-69. Pippen working the sideline. Pippen against A.D. Looking to get a screen from Corzine. Now he'll go to the baseline, into the hole, and hit it. Very quick, Scottie Pippen at 71-70. Chicago leads it. Chicago traps. Mahorn helps Isiah, dishing to Rodman, now to A.D. against Grant. Back outside to Rodman. Shot clock 12. Isiah top of the key. Pump, fake, and a drive. He'll pull up and gun wide of the lane from the hip off the glass. He hit it, and he is fouled. Pistons by 1, and Isiah will shoot one. Pippen has picked up his 5th.
Well, Doug Collins going to be forced now to make an adjustment. Now, I don't think that with 10 minutes and 26 seconds, he's going to leave Scottie Pippen in the ballgame. Hasn't made a move yet, but I would say in the next minute or two.
And here comes Brad Sellers. Maybe the next second or two.
Only 58 seconds off. By the time the next whistle blows, it could be that.
You're right. It could be a minute. Isiah made it. Pistons by 2. George Blaha and Jim Gray at Chicago Stadium. 73-71 Pistons. 10:15 left. Jordan, screen from Corzine, takes the right baseline, got some contact. Joe Crawford and calls it on Dennis Rodman, his second. Pistons have their first team foul. The Bulls have 2, 10 and 12 left.
George, you made an interesting comment about being 18-1. The Bulls are going into the 4th quarter when they've led. They win 18-1, while the Pistons are 17-2 when holding opponents under 100. Looks very likely, unless the Bulls just go berserk here, that they'll hold them under 100. So
right.
A couple of interesting streaks there.
Jordan spinning right of the lane. Missed after the 360. Doesn't miss the putback, though. Followed his shot. He has 19. We're even at 73. Here we go down the stretch. Ricky Mahorn behind a foul line. Corzine daring him. He holds it high. Now puts it on the floor. Hands off to Rodman. Shot clock 10. Pistons weaving outside. Isiah gets it on top. The fadeaway won't fall. Off it comes to Jordan. 9.5 left. Michael Jordan, the foul line, dishing to Grant deep. Grant has to bail out, way outside to Hodges. Triple try, no. Tap, yes, to Corzine. Suddenly, the noise level picks up appreciably. 75-73 Chicago. 9 and 10 to play. Isiah against Hodges on the wing. Posting his AD against Jordan. Adrian with a clock at 8, gets it, heads for the lane. Jordan bumps him as he sticks his hand in and fouls him. Just the first foul on Michael Jordan. Bill Laimbeer returns. Ricky Mahorn leaves for the Pistons. They boo the guy that leaves and the guy that comes in. Isiah bounces it mid-post to AD. Back out to Laimbeer. Free from the top. He sends it. He scores it.
I think this is a good matchup when they have to put Michael Jordan on Adrian Dantley. First of all, the size goes in the Pistons' favor. And second of all, that makes Jordan stay exactly with his man. He can't gamble as much and try and get those steals that he's so great at.
Exactly. Can't leave. Grant topside. They swing it around. Right wing Jordan against Rodman. Rodman out on him. Some body on him on a foul. He has 3. 8 and 28 to play. Pistons with 2 team fouls. Chicago 3. Grant topside. Well, free throw shooting contest pretty soon. Hodges left wing, just inside the three-point line. Gets it to go. 77-75 Chicago. Isiah will stop and go on Hodges. Get inside among the tall threes, and he gets an offensive foul. He has 3 personals.
Well, we talked about consistency before. Now we get a little inconsistency underneath the hoop, but by Joey Crawford, not by Garrettson.
That doesn't change the team foul total. A little over 8 minutes to play. Jordan outside with it on the floor against Rodman. Gets inside. It's up and it's in. Rodman and Isiah are on the floor. Michael has 21.
Like bowling pins out there. 2 Pistons go down. Michael Jordan just keeps going, bangs it in, and takes it in off the backboard.
Pistons can't get a call. Here is Adrian Dantley. Now they'll get one on Jordan, grabbing AD.
They were going at it pretty good right down there, George, these 2 guys, and they're not the most physical in the group. And these 2 guys going at it, having words with each other now.
Jordan wants to know every time what he did. Last time Joe Crawford told him, this time he didn't. AD trying to get post position. Gets it inside. Foul, Michael Jordan. And the Bulls are in the penalty. With 7:35 to go. And that is what Adrian Dantley can do for you.
George, we pointed out at the top of the telecast, when he can post up against the smaller guys, he is an effective basketball player. Some teams have put the big forward on him, and then he cannot isolate and go down low and post up. Then he's forced to take his outside shot. As we said a couple of minutes ago, that's a good matchup for the Pistons.
AD at the line. Pistons trail by 4. First one's off the heel. He has 14. And he's 8 for 9 from the line. He splits the pair, all net on the next. 79-76, Chicago. 7.5 to play. Hodges leaves for Jordan against Rodman up top. Jordan starts down the lane, gets the contact, doesn't get the call, misses the shot, it rolls off to Salley. Here come the Pistons. Isiah working against Hodges. Now, Sellers is trying to check Adrian Dantley, and Adrian Dantley is shoved by Sellers.
And this is an uncomfortable position for Sellers. Now, they've made the adjustment. They've taken Jordan off Adrian Dantley, but this is very uncomfortable for Brad Sellers to want to mix it up. So they're going to continue to go to him, even though the height advantage has changed here. They'll continue to go to him because they don't think that Brad Sellers can take the pounding up and down the court.
I've seen Adrian light Sellers up more than once, like a Christmas tree. AD makes the first. He has 16. It's a 2-point game.
You know, the last 4 trips down the court, the Pistons offense has been succinct and concise. They've gone every time to Adrian Dantley.
Well put. And you were succinct and concise, and AD makes them both. 1-point game, 79-78. Chicago by 1, 7:05 to play. Pistons with pressure up high. Jordan fumbles it, gets it back against Rodman. Shot clock 10, he's out on the wing. Spinning to the foul line. Dishing in the corner to Sellers. Over Adrian. No, but AD fouls him.
That's a foul you don't want. The guy, once again, has taken a shot way away from the basket. A terrible shot, and he fouls.
6:50 left. Timeout. Chicago by 1, 79-78. This is the Pistons Basketball Network. The Budweiser Longhorn Rodeo, one of the nation's largest, is at the Palace February 17th through the 19th. Tickets on sale now at the Palace box office and all Ticketmaster outlets. Rodeo fans, for all you do, this Bud's for you. And don't forget the Budget Rent-A-Car Euro America's Cup tennis tourney at the Palace, the 9th through the 12th. That's the best female tennis players in Europe against the best from the U.S. Steffi Graf of West Germany and Pam Shriver are the headliners. In the Budget Rent-A-Car Euro America's Cup. For info, call 377-8600. Sellers at the stripe makes the first. Chicago by a deuce, 80-78, 6:50 to play.
George, right now the Pistons are in the penalty. They'll go to the foul line on any shot. There's just 3 team fouls, however, on the Pistons. So I think what you might see is some fouls being called on the Pistons to even this situation up, because it's been a little off here for the last couple of minutes.
We'll see if they continue to go to AD. Posting, he's got Sellers on it. Laimbeer left corner, all alone. Corzine there late. Billy drills it. 81-80. Pistons down 1. 6.5 to play in Chicago. Here comes Hodges. Corzine against Laimbeer off the Jordan sideline, left against Rodman. Grant screening. Jordan fires. Salley gets there late to double, but soon enough to force a bad shot. Pistons pull it down. Isiah down the middle, trying to scoop. It's batted outside of Laimbeer. Clock at 13. AD right corner. Jordan's on it. Backs him mid-post. Draws the double. Dishes deep left to Isiah. Clock at 6. Triple try. Off the heel to Jordan. Jordan motoring up the middle. Blind dish, left corner. Hodges. Long gun, no, to Salley. 5:45 to play. Chicago by 1, 81-80. 20 lead changes and 9 ties, says one of our statisticians, Eddie Rivera. Dave Schuster keeping the numbers here in Chicago. Adrian Dantley over Sellers with a set. It is off the iron to Jordan. 5.5 to play. Chicago by 1. Quickly to Grant. Now Hodges. Clock at 15. Isiah trying to steal to the floor for it. Protects it on the sideline. No. He's out of bounds.
Well, they could have called double dribble. They could have called a foul on Hodges. He picked up the ball, dropped it. And now, there you get a chance to see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do not throw any object here in the stadium.
Well, they either called him for traveling or out of bounds. He wasn't out of bounds.
Isiah got possession and then lost it, and therefore Chicago gets a fresh 24. Jordan trying to hurry around Rodman, does. Off the high glass with the gun. No. Rebound Dennis. Worm to Isiah. A little over 5 to play. Bulls by 1. Isiah from the corner short, but a whistle first and a foul.
Foul on Craig Hodges.
Hodges gets the personal. Chicago in the penalty. Isiah shooting a pair. He can give the Pistons the lead. Pistons fans between 6 and 12 can play on the Pistons home court in Dunham's hoop shoot contest. 2 lucky kids get a chance to win name brand athletic shoes worth up to $50 and get free game tickets, a t-shirt, and a chance to meet Pistons players. If you want to enter, visit any Metro Detroit Dunham store. No purchase necessary. Isiah made the first, and now he can give the Pistons the lead with the second, and he does. 82-81.
And some pushing and shoving going on now with Bill Laimbeer and Horace Grant after that free throw.
Stay tuned. Hodges up the middle against Isiah. Off to Jordan against Rodman. Deep on the right to Hodges. Back to Michael, top side against Warren. Clock inside 10 now. Deep right Hodges. Mid-post to Cartwright, who's returned. Clock at 5. Wheeling inside on Laimbeer. Over the hole with it. Billy bothered it. AD boards it.
The Pistons played a tough team defense there. They rotated to the double, trying to trap the guy. Came down to the man-to-man, and every guy was on their job.
Isiah getting around Hodges, drawing contact, missing the scoop, but getting the foul call. It's on Jordan. He has 4.
And you know, Michael Jordan's accumulated 4 fouls in about the last 5.5, 6 minutes. All 4 in the 4th quarter.
Isiah at the line. Chrysler Plymouth presents international superstar Engelbert Humperdinck at the Palace Tuesday, February 21st at 8 p.m. Part of the Chrysler Plymouth concert series at the Palace. Isiah missing the first free throw. Pistons still hanging on by 1. 82-81, 4.5 to play. AD, Dennis Rodman, John Salley, Bill Laimbeer, and Isiah. Pistons with some size on the floor. Isiah split the pair, got the second to go. 83-81. Hodges, Jordan, Grant, Pippen, who's come back, and Cartwright for Chicago, but Chicago takes timeout. 4.25 left. Pistons by 2 in Chicago on the Pistons Basketball Network.
Detroit Pistons basketball is brought to you by the Michigan National Bank. Stop in and ask about our Money Master CDs and money market accounts. By Taco Bell. Taco Bell has your order. Make a run for the border. By Elias Brothers Big Boy. Taste the difference that quality makes. And by True Value Hardware, your store of first choice.
Extended, I would say, between dotted line and foul line. 4.25 to play. Pistons 83 and the Bulls 81. Margot Feldman, the daughter of Oscar and Dee Dee Feldman. The Pistons legal counsel and his wife looking out and enjoying the action here in Chicago tonight. In a very interesting game. Chicago trying for 3. It's through left corner. Hodges gives the Bulls the lead. 84-83. 4:03 left. Isiah has it outside. Sideline left to Laimbeer. Cartwright is on Adrian. We go into AD, back out to Lamb. Off for Isiah. It goes out of bounds across the court. The Pistons with a turnover when they cannot afford one.
When the Pistons look at this game tomorrow on film or tonight heading back to Detroit on the plane, they're going to see that they threw away the ball 6 or 7 times, totally unforced.
84-83 Chicago. Pippen against Adrian. Mid-post to Cartwright. Cartwright wheeling and firing. Dotted line, he fills it. Goes by 3, 86-83. 3 1/4 left. Chuck Daly wants time. This is the Pistons Basketball Network. Budget rent-a-car to save on cars and vans. Big trucks that haul it all. A sporty sports car or floatable convertible. Budget, an official sponsor of Detroit Pistons basketball. Chuck Daly going with Isiah, Dennis Rodman, John Salley, Adrian Dantley, and Bill Laimbeer. Chicago countering with Hodges, Jordan, Horace Grant, Pippen, and Cartwright. Pistons basketball. Only one hoop in the last 5 minutes. Adrian behind a foul line. Dishes to Isiah, cutting baseline. He guns from there. He gets it from there. All net. 86-85. Isiah with 26 Piston points. 3:10 left. Hodges for Cartwright, top of the key. Off on the left side. Adrian Dantley nearly steals, but can't quite save it. Played that passing lane.
He's played an extremely effective defensive ball game tonight, Adrian Dantley. A lot of it away from the ball. That's one of the few times where you've seen him in action, but he has been very effective tonight.
Grant on the right wing, off to Michael Jordan on the sideline. The shot clock still running. It's a 5. Jordan from the wing. No. Rebound Laimbeer. Good position. Bobbled but hung on. Off to AD. And now, with 2:45 to play. Up comes Isiah against Hodges. Faked him left, took him right, drew the contact in the lane. Jordan has 5.
Well, next time down the court, I'm quite certain that the Pistons are going to go to Adrian Dantley. They have that matchup with Jordan, and they've got Scottie Pippen, who also has 5 fouls. So you'll see the Pistons go to work on either or that guy. Of course, John Salley hasn't been the offensive threat, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a double low post next time by Chuck Daly when the Pistons get on offense.
Isiah set to shoot 2. A reminder that the Broadway in downtown Birmingham and Detroit is where the Pistons players suit up in great style and fashion. Isiah makes the first. And he has evened the game at 86. He's sneaking up on 30. He hits again. He has 28. Pistons by 1, 87-86. 2:36 left. Pippen for the Bulls on the wing. A body on him from AD. Topside Jordan. Jordan against Rodman. Spinning dotted line. Dishing deep in the corner to Pippen. Long gun goes. A 2-point field goal. 88-87. Bulls by 1. Just over 2 left. Isiah against Hodges left wing. They go to Dennis Rodman, being played by Jordan. Rodman from the lane, turns, guns, gets it. Soft defense there from Air Jordan. 89-88 Pistons. Just under 2 to play. Jordan on top, driving on Dennis. Dishes left side, swipe by Isiah. Stepped in front of Hodges. Driving, he lays it up, and in he has 30. And more importantly, the Pistons have 91. Chicago 88. A minute and 40 left. The Bulls want timeout. We will stay here during this timeout. We'll keep it right here. Pistons by 3, 91-88. Isiah with a huge, huge hoop after a sensational steal. Perfect play of the passing lane. Jimmy Gray with 3 1/4 left. It was swinging Chicago's way. Now with 1:40 left, the Pistons have them down 3. Doug Collins with one of those timeouts just won't get away.
You know, there's been something interesting that has happened in both halves. In the first part of the first half and the first part of the second half, the Pistons came out and made a lot of mental errors. They were very tentative. They made some bad decisions passing the ball, and they seem to be totally out of sync. But as the game has gone on in each of the halves, they have gotten into the rhythm. And in fact, they seem to be in more of a rhythm like they were playing last year. George, you've certainly seen a heck of a lot more basketball games with the Pistons this year than I have. But this looks much like the team that made it to the finals last year because they have the confidence and they have that camaraderie when it gets into these situations. And we saw that here. A very, very confident Dennis Rodman take the ball down low, and he just posted up Michael Jordan and went in.
There is some cohesion. Speaking of last year's finals, the Pistons and Lakers will play again at the Forum February 14th. And if you'd like to see them play the Lakers in L.A., you do have a shot through the Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealers Detroit Pistons Great L.A. Getaway Sweepstakes. Entered, you can win a round trip for 2 to see the Pistons play at the Forum. It includes airfare, hotel room, game tickets, meal allowance, and Pistons souvenirs. No purchase necessary. Licensed drivers 18 or over. Enter soon. Time's running out this week at one of your 20 Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
Now on their inbounds play. The Bulls like to line up like this, and they have, of course, everybody's looking for Michael Jordan, but they have Craig Hodges, and he's been known to sneak all the way around and take a full cross-court pass and take a three-pointer, so Pistons have to be very careful of that.
Pippen inbounds to Cartwright. Their clock is at 16. Cartwright can't find Pippen. He's overplayed by A.D. Finally a shovel to Pippen. Laimbeer on him on a switch. Adrian's on Cartwright. Cartwright goes away, looking to post on the other side and give Pippen room down the lane. Pippen drives, no. But the Bulls board it. Off to Hodges, left wing, he buries it. That's tough. 91-90, a minute and 20 left. Pistons need one here. Adrian Daly trying to post Pippen. A.D. sliding for position. Eyeball to eyeball with Isiah. Pass goes outside of Laimbeer, though. It's safer there. Off to Rodman. Rodman, leaning gun from the line. Off the glass. In and out. Pippen rebound. Less than a minute to play. Pistons still by 1. It's 91-90. Jordan against Rodman on the right wing. Jordan draws the Rodman foul.
They're not in a penalty, so they had a foul to give. That's a good foul because they have to take the ball inbounds. Now, the toughest play in the last 2 minutes of a game is to get the ball inbounds.
Chuck Daly wants to plot defensive strategy. He takes time, and we will take a timeout now. It's a full timeout, 49 seconds to play in Chicago. The Pistons hanging on by 1, 91-90. This is the Pistons Basketball Network. On the TV side, stay tuned right after the game for WKBD TV 50 Special Edition 10 o'clock news. Harry Hairston has a 50 focus night about the stress Detroit police and their families encounter. It's stressful here in Chicago. The Pistons and the Bulls. A new 24 for Chicago. 44 seconds left. Pistons by 1, 91-90. Grant topside off to Jordan against Rodman. Right wing fakes him right, takes him left of the lane. An offensive foul's going to be called. Ron Garrettson whistles Michael Jordan for the offensive foul. He is fouled out at home. All 6 in the 4th quarter. And the Pistons will take time out here with 38 seconds left. We'll stay here during this timeout. 38 seconds to play. The Pistons have the basketball and a 1-point lead in Chicago, Jim Gray.
Give a tremendous amount of credit to the assistant coaching staff as well as Chuck Daly tonight. They played Michael Jordan just like they wanted to. They want to force him into the middle. They want to take away the baseline from Michael Jordan and bunch it up, and it's proved very, very effective tonight. Brendan Sir, Brendan Malone, and Chuck Daly have implemented a strategy, a game plan that has worked to perfection against Michael Jordan in their last 8 encounters.
Dennis Rodman is so quick that you could be going step for step with him, even if you're Michael Jordan, and he can still get those feet planted, which he did there. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Teledial America, the official long-distance carrier of the Pistons and of the Palace of Auburn Hills. Teledial America, your quality long-distance company.
You know, I think we should also point out, pretty gutsy call by Rusty Herring.
Ron Garrettson, I think, made that call, didn't he? That's Ron Garrettson.
Ron Garrettson, I'm sorry. A gutsy call by him, too.
I only correct you because his dad's Darryl, the lead official in the league, and he'd like to hear that. Guests on Pistons TV get a Casio Color TV 400 with 2-inch screen and built-in speaker. Wherever you go, favorite programs and instant replays in the palm of your hand. Casio's TV 400. Huge crowds will be at the Palace, not for Pistons basketball for the next 4 days, but for Neil Diamond. I'll be celebrating Notre Dame's national championship ND night with the Football Foundation down at the Westin Hotel, but ND Neil Diamond comes to the Palace. He's selling out tomorrow through Saturday. Over 20,000 will be there each night. He just played Chicago, and of course, they say they loved him here. 38 seconds to play here in Chicago, where they don't love the Pistons, but the Pistons lead them 91-90.
Toughest play in basketball right here, George. Now the Pistons still have some timeouts, so and they get it in with no trouble to Rodman.
You still have to score. Fresh 24. Rodman hands to Isiah, working against Hodges. Vinny returns. Adrian Dantley, Rodman, Laimbeer, Isiah, and Vinny. Isiah with the clock at 10, bouncing in the paint to AD. Whistle, foul. Adrian is pushed. Adrian will go to the line. I think Sellers with the shove.
I think there was a little indecision there by Joey Crawford. He had in his heart maybe to call the offensive foul, but he had in his head what was the correct call. And now Adrian Dantley can ice the game here with these free throws. And another interesting statistic, as we've been pointing out tonight, you know, when he shoots more than 8 free throws in a game, the Pistons are 12-2, and tonight Adrian Dantley is 11 for 12 from the line.
Shooting 2 here. Most important free throws, no on the first. This telecast presented by authority of the NBA, solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or any other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
I've always wanted to do that.
Me too. It's the first time we've done it. Illegal tonight for a change. He hits the next. 2-point game, 92-90, 20 seconds left. Pippen to forecourt. Chicago will take a 20-second timeout with 19 seconds to play.
Well, Chuck Daly was telling us before the game this afternoon, George, that these next 4 games are very important before the All-Star break, 5 including tonight. He wanted to see if his team could get on track, go in with some momentum into the All-Star break. And if this score holds up, what a better way to start the week before the All-Star game than to get a win here in Chicago.
They have a tough one in Philly Friday.
Well, Chuck Daly going back home, and I'm sure he'll enjoy going back to Philadelphia as he always does, and he'll probably have about as many people at that game as Isiah Thomas has here tonight.
Isiah with about an even 100 here on the west side of Chicago, near home. Paxson inserted for Chicago. He and Hodges both 3-point threats. Grant, Cartwright, and Pippen, the other 3. Michael Jordan is fouled out. Pistons up a deuce, 19 seconds left. No shot clock. Pippen looking on the inbound. The Pistons tap it away. Picked up by Pippen to the hole. Missed it. Rebound, Rodman. Whistle, foul on Bill Laimbeer. He has 5. Boy, the Pistons nearly swiped it on the inbound pass. Adrian tapped it. Pippen picked it up. Tough call in the lane.
Very, very poor foul shooter, Pippen. He's one of the guys you probably would like to foul. He only shoots 62%, but he made that one.
And that was the pressure free throw. A little more so anyway. "16 seconds to play." I can get a poor foul shooter into sync a little bit. He sticks them both. We're even at 92. We have 16 seconds left. We'll stay here as the Pistons take a full timeout. 92-92. You want to avoid overtime, but if there is an overtime, remember, Chicago has to play at Jim Gray without Michael Jordan. And he's fouled out.
That's right. And as you take a look at the second free throw, a little hesitation there, but what an eruption on the Chicago bench. And, you know, so now you've got to look forward here as to what the Pistons might do. You know, you've got all of your threats. Vinnie Johnson has come back into the game. Of course, he hasn't shot the ball in quite some time now. Isiah Thomas or Adrian Dantley are the guys that they usually go to in these situations.
Isiah is 11 for 23 tonight, and he's been in rhythm virtually from start to finish. There have been no sags or any hills and valleys, I should say, in Isiah's game tonight. Tonight's defensive player of the game brought to you by Light's Fine Jewelers, the guy who got Michael Jordan off to that slow start. Vinnie Johnson. DJ gets a gift certificate from Light's Fine Jewelers. Now in Birmingham and in Meadowbrook Mall in Rochester, Larry Light has quality jewelry stores in both spots at discount prices.
Right now, the play is being designed by Chuck Daly, and he's spending a lot of time in the huddle talking to Vinnie Johnson and Isiah Thomas. It looks as though the play that he wants is to isolate for Isiah Thomas, so it'll come down for the third time in 3 games, quite possibly, George, that Isiah puts up the shot at the final buzzer, which couldn't decide the outcome of this game.
I don't know what all the options are, but I did see Chuck say to Vinnie, "You want it? Yeah, all right. You can take it."
Manometer is way up there at an 8. Don't know who measures that, but
Adrian Dantley right in front of us. The future Hall of Famer will trigger now. He'll walk to midcourt to inbound over Sellers. A bounce to Vinnie on the left wing. VJ working against Pippen. We're inside 10 seconds. He has his back to him. We're inside 5 seconds. Vinnie whirls, baseline, scoops. No! Rebound, Cartwright will go to overtime. Made a super spin. Looks like it was in. But it didn't quite get there. We'll go to overtime in Chicago, tied at 92 on the Pistons Basketball Network. Quick start in overtime, and the Pistons get an offensive foul on Isiah. Speeding to the hole, he hit the shot. But he ran over the Bulls. His 3rd personal. Chicago now gets a chance to score first in OT. Pippen left the ball outside. Gets it back. 20 on the clock. It's at 12. Wing on the right to Hodges. No Michael Jordan. He fouled out. Sellers to Cartwright. Low on the right. Back to Sellers on the wing. Firing over AD. Clang off the heel to Rodman.
the Bulls are going to have a problem. They're so used to looking for Michael Jordan in critical situations. Now they're probably going to look to Pippen and Cartwright. But Cartwright has been taken out of his game just a little bit tonight on several occasions. You have a foul on Brad Sellers.
Isiah looking to lob it deep to AD, fighting off Sellers, and Sellers shoved him. He has 4. (92-92). That's our score. We're in overtime. 4:20 to play in it. AD to Isiah. Adrian gets it back. Isiah gets it back now on the wing and takes it outside. Shot clock 17. Isiah on the right wing. Clock at 10. Low inside to AD. Against the triple team. Put it on the floor and lost it to Hodges. The little guy plucked it away. Chicago to Cartwright. Nobody's scored yet in overtime. Cartwright at the foul line. AD with a foul.
Cartwright will get 2. 74% from the foul line.
Shooting call here. Nobody has scored yet in OT. We've played 1 minute and 8 seconds. Paxson checks in for Chicago. Paxson, Hodges, Pippen, Cartwright, and Grant. Cartwright makes the first. He has just 11. Make it 12. He got them both. 94-92 Bulls. Isiah left-handing up the middle. Off to Adrian. AD to Vinnie at the foul line extension, right side against Paxson. Back deep to AD. Left side Isiah to the lane. Here's the high-class cut. It goes! We're even at 94. Isiah has 32. A huge hoop there. 3.5 to play in overtime. Hodges outside against Isiah. Deep left to Paxson. Back up top to Hodges. Triple try. No. Rodman rebound. Dennis put it down, and he was hit and fouled. It's on Grant. He has 3.
Certainly when the best player in professional basketball is out of the game, it changes the way you do things. But the Bulls are standing around there. There's absolutely no motion in their offense, and Craig Hodges takes a terrible shot.
Even for a three-point shooter at this stage. 3:07 to play. Adrian Daly against Grant. Baseline, off the glass touch, no. Follow Rodman, yes, with a finger roll. Pistons lead, 96-94. Pippen to forecourt for the Bulls. Pippen down the lane, over Laimbeer, no. Rebound, guess who? Dennis Rodman. 13 Rodman rebounds. 2:40 to play in overtime. Pistons up a deuce and with it. Isiah on the left side. Adrian posting against Grant. Isiah trying to get it to him. Can't, so he'll fire it up himself. No. Rodman rebounds. Dennis bounces out to Vinny. Fresh 24. Pistons will set it up. Run some time. 2:20 to play in overtime. They lead them 96-94 in Chicago. DJ outside against Paxson. Bounce to Isiah. Mid-post left. Shot's going to be wide. Here's Laimbeer's putback. Right down the middle. Off the square. 98-94. 2:02 left. Chicago takes time out. This is the Pistons Basketball Network. The best place to get authentic Pistons and NBA souvenirs and other merchandise from the colleges and so forth is great stuff at 12 Oaks and Lakeside Malls. T-shirts, jackets, hats, and jerseys in adults and kid sizes. Great stuff stores going great guns at 12 Oaks and Lakeside Mall. Bulls ball, Pistons by 4 in overtime in Chicago. 2 minutes to play now. Hodges outside against Isiah. Left wings to Grant. Turns on Rodman. Their shot clock is at 7. It's at 6. It's at 5. Grant still wheeling outside. Hands to Hodges. Nearly traveled. Goes inside. Rodman blocks the finger roll, and the shot clock runs out. Pistons basketball. Rodman's on the floor. 1:44 to play in OT. The Pistons have him by 4, and they have it.
Dennis Rodman has been absolutely sensational here in overtime. He has 5 rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds, and he just blocks a big, big shot.
I think we should give him a new award, the Overtime Award.
Absolutely.
Dennis, for all you do, this bud's for you. 1.5 to play in overtime. Vinny outside against Paxson. Laimbeer screening. VJ to the baseline. Here's the fadeaway. Off the iron to Cartwright. Chicago with new life. 1:20 left. Paxson tries a triple deep on the right. In and out! And Cartwright goes over Isiah and smashes him to get the rebound. The Pistons are going to try and keep Isiah away from Cartwright. A cheap hit on Cartwright and absolutely no call down there. Isiah's bleeding. The Pistons are going to have to be careful, though, and Isiah's going to have to keep his cool. I know he's back near the mean streets where he grew up and didn't ever let anybody do that to him at the park, but he can't react, and he is not going to.
And now he's going a little bit after he's upset with the assistant coach.
Brendan Malone is out there saying, Isiah, take it out on me.
Good move by Brendan, but that's the second cheap shot tonight by Bill Cartwright. And, you know, you got to wonder how that type of play is allowed to continue. And I'm sure that the commissioners will be reviewing these tapes. Certainly, Rod Thorne.
Well, they usually look at all the Pistons tapes. Maybe they're looking at this Pistons tape, they'll see what Cartwright did. 20-second timeout called by the Pistons. 1:14 to play in overtime.
Pistons appear to be in firm control of this right here. Here you see it.
Oh, did Cartwright really let loose on Isiah, and Bill Laimbeer's trying to hold Isiah back. And he got it done. He and Dennis Rodman. This is going to be one hard-earned victory if the Pistons hang on to it.
Bill Cartwright is lying. Bill Cartwright is smiling, rather, not lying. He's smiling down at the other end of the bench. They come to the Palace, of course, on Sunday, and so we'll get a rematch right away. But, boy, a couple cheap shots tonight by Bill Cartwright.
1:09 left. Isiah stays in. The bleeding stopped for a minute. Outside against Paxson. Shot clock 11. Isiah lobbing to Adrian on the baseline, low left. Nice dish outside of Laimbeer. Long gun goes. That could turn out the Chicago lights. Chuck Daly, I'm sure, doesn't think so. 50 seconds left. Chicago nearly threw it away outside. It's 194 Pistons. Paxson gets it. Penetrates, dishes deep left. Hodges, triple try short. Rebound to Sellers. His putback goes. 39 seconds to play. Sellers cuts it to 4. 100-96, and Paxson fouls Adrian Dantley in backcourt.
They're in the penalty, so Adrian will shoot this now.
What a day and night. The rumors swirling today over AD about possible trade talks with the Dallas Mavericks involving him. He's gone long, hard minutes tonight. The shooting touch hasn't been there, but he's been fine from the line. And it's been a working man's kind of game for AD. Makes a big free throw there. Adrian has 19 points. It's now 101-96.
Coaches talk about pride and courage and talent, but all of it really means nothing, George, if you don't have the ability to endure. And the Pistons have weathered the storm. They've shown the ability to endure.
Been a tough one in Chicago. Adrian missed the next. Corzine boards. Off to Paxson. 33 seconds to play. Paxson to forecourt, and Chicago wants timeout. We'll take this timeout with 31 seconds to play. The Pistons 101, the Bulls 96 in Chicago on the Pistons Basketball Network.
Mike.
Can't do it now. I'll try to get it in. Bulls ball. Hodges to Pippen. Pistons by 5. 28 seconds to play in overtime. Pippen inside on Rodman, contesting the shot, but Pippen lays it in anyway. 3-point game, 24 seconds to play, and the Pistons will take time. They lead here 101-98. Will stay here as the Pistons plot strategy. No shot clock, 24 seconds left. It's 101-98. The Pistons by 3 at Chicago Stadium.
You know, Georgia, just looking across the way here, it looks like Isiah Thomas, while the bleeding has stopped, has suffered a fairly significant cut there, fairly deep. I don't know if Mike Abdenauer, if he's going to need stitches or not. Isiah Thomas, Mike tells us right now that there will be no stitches, but it looks as though he has sustained a gash that continues to bleed here.
Well, let me tell you what else. He's played 47 minutes so far. Adrian Dantley's played 42. In defensive points allowed per game, it's Utah first in the NBA, and the next 4 come from the Central Division. Pistons second in all of the NBA in points allowed, and they have had to dig in and play some D tonight. Isiah Thomas looking dead serious here, and maybe dead tired too. The Palace Grill at the Palace in Auburn, of course, is operated by the Macus people. Fine restaurant. They're open on non-event days, you know, for lunch and dinner, and that great brunch is available every Sunday. Call them at 377-8455. I don't think I'd try to get reservations before the Neil Diamond concerts this week, however.
But if you call George Blaha, he can get you in.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't think I could get me in this week.
Call Harry Hutt, our producer.
He's got no shot. Pistons from midcourt. It's not put away yet. They're up 3. AD to Laimbeer, back to Isiah near the timeline. Isiah starts for the hole. Corzine grabs him and fouls him. Isiah at the line. 21 seconds to play. 101-98 Pistons over the Bulls in Chicago.
8 of 9 from the foul line, Isiah, tonight. 32 points.
He eyes the rim and drains it. Our next simulcast Wednesday, February 8th, when the Pistons host the Bucks at the Palace. Game time 7:30. Dennis Rodman for Adrian Dantley. It's 102-98, and Isiah gets the next. 34 points for the Piston captain. Chicago's in deep water. 21 seconds left, down 5. In backcourt, Pippen trying to weave through. The Pistons want to make him burn off some time, but not foul him. Paxson gets a deep left, tries for a 3 over Vinny. No. Corzine wrestling Laimbeer for the rebound, and Billy gets the foul with 10 seconds left. He is going to foul out. That may be the only thing the Bulls fans will get to smile about tonight.
Of course, they had a foul away, so it turns out to be a good foul, even though I'm sure that wasn't on Bill Laimbeer's mind.
Adrian Dantley returns. 23 lead changes and 15 ties in this one. Adrian Dantley intercepts a lob inside by Pippen. AD hanging on with 3 seconds to play, and we get a whistle and a Chicago foul.
Dennis Rodman caught an elbow in the face on that play right there, making a good defensive play. There are going to be some bumps and bruises here tonight on both ends. Of course, Bill Laimbeer smacked Michael Jordan earlier in the first half, and that was a tough foul, but the Pistons certainly will have a bunch of lumps tonight, and they'll need a lot of ice on the plane going home.
Chicago will lose for just the second time this season when leading after 3, it appears. No, it's a lock. Adrian Dantley makes it's 104-98, and the Pistons look as though they're going to hold the Bulls beneath 100.
That would make them 18-2. Of course, if they get this basket, it'd be garbage time, but with 3 seconds left.
AD short with the second. He has 19, now 20. And Chicago at the horn doesn't get the Paxson long gun to go. Our final score in Chicago. The Pistons 104. The Chicago Bulls 98 in overtime. This is the Pistons Basketball Network. Time now to announce tonight's Unsung Hero, brought to you by Taco Bell. Tonight's Piston Unsung Hero is Adrian Dantley. AD had 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 43 or 44 hard minutes. Taco Bell has your order. Make a run for the border. Adrian Dantley, if he is going to be dealt away, made a statement tonight. He really worked out on the Bulls. Our player of the game, Isiah Thomas, 34 points, 8 assists. He gets the award from Dunham's The Complete Sports Outfitter. Jimmy Gray, you get my award. I loved working with you.
I sure enjoyed it myself, George. I'm 1-0.
Absolutely. You better remind Chuck of that.
Better record than he has.
For Jim Gray and for our producer-director, Harry Hutt, this is George Blaha in Chicago, where the Pistons beat the Bulls in overtime. Good night, everybody. That was a very in-sync telecast, I thought.
10 Detroit locations, also Grand Rapids, Battle Creek, and Saginaw. By Budweiser, Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By Jeep and Eagle, official vehicles of the NBA. By Coca-Cola Classic. By Amoco Ultimate Lead-Free Premium. Amoco, your car knows. By the Kelly Springfield Tire Company. Kelly Tires, a good deal on a great tire. By Kroger. At Kroger, every day is game day. Go Krogering. By GE Automotive. If you're a car maker or supplier, put their minds to work. And by the Michigan State Lottery. Play Super Lotto, and you can become a Michigan State Lottery millionaire.